team stars.
Out his left-hand shot.
Edwards shaking big for the deuce.
He hesitated just enough, didn't he?
And assured themselves the last possession. But the problem is they got to get a stop here. Had a pick by Edwards. No numbers. Edwards for the lead. He's got it. He's doing the same thing he did in game one. Taking over.
Where do you go right now if you're the Stripes?
KD, get the ball to KD, especially with Chet. 9 seconds left. Stripes looking for the win. James
Good
inside,
pass.
out. Fox, pump. Fox for the win. Swiper
Walk off.
delivers. And the Stripes claim game 2. The last man added to the All-Star roster, De'Aaron Fox, delivers.
Spent a couple weeks there. I stayed in this really nice like bed and breakfast. The woman that was running it, every morning she would ask me, she was like, "Are you gonna go hiking today?" And all I could think was, wow, this lady knows nothing about me. Hiking not today or ever. I wouldn't hike to escape the Nazis. Like if I was in that movie Sound and Music and they're like, to avoid the Nazis, head over those mountains, I would have been, mountains? Isn't there a basement I could hide in? I mean, like a finished basement, yeah. One with like a keg and an NFL season pass, you know what I'm talking about? I've been hiking. The first thing you notice when you go hiking is it's a mistake. Oh, we're not walking anywhere in particular. There's nothing at the end of this trail. There's no bar or restaurant. Not even a vending machine. We're just idiots. There's always that moment when you go hiking when you realize, oh no, now we have to walk back. There's no exit through the gift shop. I want to like hiking. It's like horseback riding. You want to like it, and then you get on a horse and you're like, that's right, I'm not a 12-year-old girl. Get me off this poor animal. But hiking is huge. It's huge. There's hiking clothing. There's clothing for walking outside. I thought all clothing was for walking outside. And there's whole parts of the country, the entire Pacific Northwest, everyone's dressed like there could be an impromptu hike at a moment's notice. Well, I'm going for coffee, but you never know what a hike might break out. So I'll put on some sturdy shoes and a breathable fleece. That joke was brought to you by Patagonia. You usually hike with a friend, right? And pretend you're in a Viagra commercial. How is your erectile dysfunction? There's always that solo hiker that looks like they just got rid of a body. Was that guy with someone? Why is he carrying a garbage bag? Is that Dexter? Why'd you ask me to walk in the woods? But it's not just walking. Hiking involves an unnecessary amount of climbing. You want to climb up here? No, I don't want to climb up there. I'm an adult. I have a driver's license. I don't like climbing. I don't like climbing into an SUV. You know, that final step up, I'm always like, is this worth it? Why can't you have a normal car? What are we, going on a safari? I better see a damn elephant if I'm climbing into your gas guzzler. But once you get in an SUV, you're always like, oh yeah, let's invade Iraq.
I saw one guy in line at the supermarket. He was buying cheap toilet paper. I had a comment. It was 4 rolls for 89 cents. It can't be good, right? I said, you get better toilet paper. Don't you like yourself? I've been really broke. I always got good toilet paper. It's a line you don't cross. You say to yourself, the bills are late, but the toilet paper's good. Things will be okay. We have so many blessings that we don't count in a day. Have you tried that Charmin Ultra? Oh, you can make a suit out of that. Is that Versace? Charmin. No dry cleaning, you just flush it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. See you later, everybody. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
We get to the front of his palace, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't look like a palace. The walls are really high. There's barbed wire around the entire property, and there's 2 guys in the Hey, sit down, Mahu. Hi, Mary. Oh, my God. Just like the last special where I started talking about Chico's Tacos. Next thing you know, people all over the world are talking about Chico's Tacos. After this special comes out, there's gonna be people all over the world calling each other Mahus.
On March 6th, Disney and Pixar invite you to communicate with animals like never before.
We call it hoppers.
Relax and listen to the sounds of nature. Breathe and really listen.
And they were in the same den.
No.
How you doing? Hey, girl. What's up? What's up?
I understand you.
Disney and Pixar's Hoppers, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Only in theaters March 6th. Tickets available now.
Hey, Hampton Roads homeowners. Chris Subiando here, founder of WSC Smart Home Designers. Quick question. How long have you been dealing with tech that underperforms or looks outdated? If the answer is too long, WSC can fix that. Since 2011, our locally owned veteran-led team has helped homeowners transform their spaces to sound, look, and function seamlessly. Tap Book now to schedule your free in-home consultation and experience quality tech built around your taste.
Celebrate Lunar New Year parties with help from Whole Foods Market. Find yellow sale signs on Asian-inspired ingredients like whole fish, stir-fry ready shrimp, and organic ground pork that's great in dumplings. Explore fresh veggies like napu cabbage, bok choy, and komatsu na. And check out the floral department for money trees, orchids, and more. Perfect for gifting. Find good fortune and flavors through the 24th at Whole Foods Market.
I thought I was going to be murdered my entire childhood. In high school, people were like, what are your top 3 colleges? I was like, top 3 colleges? I thought I would be dead in a trunk with my hand hanging out of the taillight by now. I went to college for the whole time. Holy shit, right? I just got a letter from my college, which was fun, because mail, you know? So I opened up the letter, and they said, hey, John, it's college. You remember? I said, yes, of course. And then they said, how did they phrase it? Then they said, give us some money as a gift. We want a gift, but only if it's money. I found this peculiar. Because you see, what had happened, New York, was that when I was a student, you see, I had paid them a tuition money. Every semester, 2 semesters a year for 4 years. I don't remember exactly what it was, but rounding up, back in $1999, it was about $15,000 a semester, 2 semesters a year for 4 years. So it was about $30,000 a year for 4 years. So it was about $120,000, okay? So roughly speaking, I gave my college about $120,000, okay? So you might say that I already gave them $120,000, and now you have the audacity to ask me for more money? What kind of a cokehead relative? What kind of a cokehead relative is my college? You spent it already! I gave you more money than the Civil War cost, and you fucking spent it already? Where's my money? I felt like Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life when he's screaming at his Uncle Billy. I was like, where's the money? Where's that money, you fat motherfucker? Where's my money? Stay down on the ground. Stay down on the ground, you motherfucker. That's not the dialogue, but do y'all remember that scene from It's a Wonderful Life? Great movie, Frank Capra, 1946. $120,000. And I have friends I went to college with, and they're like, oh, you should donate and be a good alumnus. And they wear shirts that say school, and it's like, look, if you're an adult still giving money to your college, college is a $120,000 hooker, and you are an idiot who fell in love with her. She's not gonna do anything else for you. It's done. In their letter, In their letter, they were like, hey, it's been a while since you've given us money. I was like, hey, it's been a while since you've housed and taught me. I thought our transaction was over. I gave you $120,000, and you gave me like a weird cinder block room with a Reservoir Dogs poster on it, and the first real heartbreak of my life, and probably HPV, and then we called it a day. Probably. Also, what did I get for my money? What is college? Stop going till we figure it out. Because I went to college, I have no idea what it was. I went to college, I was 18 years old, I looked like I was 11. I lived like a goddamn Ninja Turtle. I didn't drink water the entire time. I lived on cigarettes and alcohol and Adderall. College was like a 4-year game show called Do My Friends Hate Me or Do I Just Need to Go to Sleep? But instead of winning money, you lose $120,000. By the way, I agreed to give them $120,000 when I was 17 years old with no attorney present. That's illegal. They tricked me. They tricked me like Brendan Dassey on Making a Murderer. They tricked me like poor Brendan. They pulled me out of high school. I was in sweatpants, all confused. 2 guys in clip-on ties are like, come on, son, do the right thing. Sign here and you'll be an English major. I was like, okay. Yes, you heard me, an English major. I paid $120,000. How dare you clap? How dare you clap for the worst financial decision I ever made in my life? I paid $120,000 for someone to tell me to go read Jane Austen, and then I didn't. That's the worst use of $120,000 I can possibly fathom. Other than if you bought a duffel bag of fake cocaine. No, I take it back. That's a better use of the money. Because I know you'd be disappointed when you open up the duffel bag and you realize it's not real cocaine. It's like powdered baby aspirin or whatever they do. But at least you have baby aspirin. And maybe you have a baby. And one day your baby goes, oh, my head. And you go, hey, I got something for you. Come here, little guy. And you dump it out on a mirror. You make it nice for the baby. You make it nice. You cut it up into lines with your laundry cart or whatever, and you make it nice. And your baby takes a sippy cup straw, and he holds it in his little ravioli-sized baby fist, and he leans over, and he snorts up the baby aspirin, and he gets rid of his baby headache, plus you get a duffel bag. That is way better than walking across a stage at graduation hung over in a gown to accept a certificate for reading books that I didn't read. Strolling across a stage, the sun in my eyes, my family watching as I sweat vodka and ecstasy to receive a 4-year degree in a language that I already spoke.
Celebrate Lunar New Year parties with help from Whole Foods Market. Find yellow sale signs on Asian-inspired ingredients like whole fish, stir-fry ready shrimp, and organic ground pork that's great in dumplings. Explore fresh veggies like napu cabbage, bok choy, and komatsu na. And check out the floral department for money trees, orchids, and more. Perfect for gifting. Find good fortune and flavors through the 24th at Whole Foods Market.
Must be awful to be other kinds of stuff. You know, I'm glad I'm this. This is a pretty good deal when you consider the alternatives. Anything else, any other kind of thing, you're in the food chain. You're in the food. We are out of the food chain. I don't know if we fully appreciate the fact that we got out of the food chain. That is a massive upgrade. Because for every other living thing, life ends by being eaten. That's how all life ends, is every single life except human life. Every life ends like this. Ah! 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 We're the only ones that get to just die old in a bed. Just, I love you. Bye. I mean, imagine if we were still in the food chain on top of everything else. Imagine if we were in the food chain. It would just be another thing you gotta deal with. You're already having a bad day. You wake up in the morning, you're making breakfast, you burn your toast, and it's too late to try again. And your kid comes in and says, "Bleh," and you're like, fine. And it's just, why? You get a thing in the mail that says that your phone's different and your mortgage is another company now. What? I don't get it. Then you're walking to work like, why do I even bother? Oh shit, God damn it. There's always fucking cheetahs at the train station. Stop it! Do you think that sharks would be embarrassed if they knew that we could all see their fins sticking out of the top of the water? I think they'd be bummed, because I don't think sharks are aware of that at all. I think sharks think they're slick. They swim around like, hey, nobody has any idea who's down here. And we're all up here like, there's totally a shark right there. It wouldn't be fun being a predator either. If you're a predator, imagine if every time you're hungry, you gotta chase a guy who's running for his life. You gotta, come on, dude, shit, get over here. And just hold him down and bite his neck till he shuts the fuck up for a minute. So you can just sit there and eat his stomach before you go to work. That would really suck. That's why animals just, they go, let's do this together, man. You chase the parents away, I'm gonna eat the kid, and you circle back. That's why they do it like that. Fuck it, I'm eating babies. This is bullshit. Grown-ups ain't worth the meat. Whoops. All right. Oh, shit. God damn it. Idiot. This isn't a gay voice, by the way. It's not. Shut up. Yeah.
I hurt my neck in high school, and this is why sometimes if you see me on Ellen or something, I'm sitting kind of funny, or I sit on my knees. I just cannot sit in a couch. It kills me. I was in high school in a talent show. Pow. When I was a kid, like I was a senior, senioritis, and I did this talent show, and I did a dance number to Macho Man. And at the end of the dance number, I would do a backflip, a standing backflip. I could do it because I was in gymnastics. And there's a few red flags in the story, but we're not going to focus on that. We're just going to sort of skim over the top. So I'm backstage at the show, at the talent show, and it was held like in a place like this, in the cafetorium where we had our major shit, at the school. And my buddy was in his karate gi, also in Macho Man. And I go, hey, spot me during my backflip, because I'm going to practice. And then I go, you know what? Don't spot me. I have to do it in an hour. So his job is nothing. Just watch the disaster unfold. So I go like this. Hi! And I'm supposed to land like this, but I came out of my tuck lingo a little early. And I missed my feet. So I went, poof, all on my face. So I bounce up, I'm like, oh, squirting blood. Black paint from the stage. And I get up and the guy goes, you okay? I go, not at all. And I walk away, one knee, blackout. I lose my memory for a solid hour. Like hardcore amnesia. And they get like, by the way, when you're a kid and you get hurt in my family, there's sort of an unwritten rule and unspoken, you don't say anything. Like, you're not allowed to get hurt. You know what I mean? I don't know if we had insurance. We didn't. But around our house, don't get hurt policy, unless it's from the parents. You know what I mean? Because there was sort of a you're fine, situation. Like anything, you're fine. I go, my side feels like you're fine. I go, oh, but the bone is sticking out. You're fine. Little Bactine. Bactine was literally air. And the parents were like, shoo, we took care of that. I'm like, it's still a little painful because the bone. So I knew that. So I'm like going out going, oh no, this is uncool. And then they brought my mom back and a doctor from the house. And the doctor goes, he's a bit shook up. And I go, is that all you have? Are you from Gunsmoke? You're not saying anything. This isn't a term. I have a category 200 concussion. I have amnesia, dude. All right, if I was in the NFL right now, they would stop the game and chopper me out of there. It would literally be all the other, they're on their knees like this, the whole team, and then even the other team is like faking it, like, oh man, are you okay? Like, who cares? I'm gonna rest. So the doctor's like, nah, he's a bit rattled. Yeah, he got his bell rung. These aren't things, all right? These aren't medical terms. And then he goes, you better take him right to the emergency room. My mom's like, oh my God, of course. So she goes, Davey, do you want to go to the hospital? Or Pizza Hut? Oh my God, Pizza Hut, they had asteroids. Never went to the hospital, never got looked at. Jaw, and then if you ever see me on like Letterman and I got puka shell necklace, it's all Percocet. I'm like, oh.
Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your six figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year one needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all. And we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
At Kroger Pharmacy, Care is making things convenient so you can shop and get alerts when your prescriptions are ready. Plus, our pharmacists help you find lower prices by accepting most prescription discount cards. Kroger Pharmacy stays open 7 days a week with weeknight hours, so we can help you get what you need when you need it. That's convenience that works for everyone. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Services and availability vary by location. Age and other restrictions may apply. For coverage, consult your health insurance company. Visit the pharmacy or our site for details.
Explore new ways to tune into your music with Spotify Premium. Smart Shuffle adds recommendations into your playlist to show you new sounds. Or you can make music a shared experience when you host a jam, where you and your friends can add songs and listen in together. Tap the banner to learn more.
You ever have a nightmare, then decide to tell somebody about it, then about halfway through your explanation realize you're retarded? Is there any way to describe a nightmare to be scary? I had a scary dream last night. Okay, tell me about it. I was running through this pool of marshmallows in my flip-flops, right? Then the manager came running out of nowhere and he starts going, There's only 18 seconds to eject before the bowling alley closed. And Tom, you were there, but you didn't look like Tom, and that was freaking me out. I love cheese. What? We're no longer friends. I'm not very good with people. Even when I was little, my imaginary friend would play with the kid across the street. And I'd be like, hey, I guess we'll meet up later. And he'd be like, whatever, queer. That's a hate crime. Do you love goose down feathers? Huh? Oh, they're nice. Mattress pad, pillows, comforter. It's like sleeping in heaven. Until that quill comes through the pillowcase and sticks you in the eye and says, how's that feel, bitch? Huh? Huh? You want to sleep on my carcass, do you? Ow! Ow! Why do you hurt so good, goose? Maybe a higher thread count. 600 does the trick. Quit sleeping on 12. That's hay. It's 1/3 of your life. Spend the money. I was watching the country music channel the other day and I fell asleep and I woke up racist. That's weird. They should put a warning on that channel. I just wanted to nap during the Dixie Chicks. Now there's holes in my linens. That's right. If you listen to the Dixie Chicks, you're racist. I have a pie chart that proves it. I don't have segues. Get used to that. A lot of comics do. I was at the mall last week. No, you weren't. Do your joke. I study meditation. I love anything that says the act of non-doing is the most important thing you can do with your life. My whole life, my parents have been like, you are so lazy. It turns out I'm a Buddhist. So suck it. Which isn't very Buddha-like, but I only read the first chapter. Thanks, Uma's dad. I have to apologize. I have really bad posture. My mom says it's because I have a huge cock. That's how she talks. Yeah. She's a sailor. We don't judge her. She only follows one rule, and that's the rule of the sea.
My favorite animal is the manatee, the sea cow. The manatee is endangered with extinction, and I think it's because it's out of shape. It looks like a retired football player. Ever see the manatee on the Discovery Channel? It's always floating around like, I'm bloated. Too much pizza for me. The manatee is also called the sea cow. Sea cow, that sounds like an insult. It's almost as if the manatee was introduced to the ocean. The other animals were like, who's the new guy? The manatee was like, oh, hi, everyone. You can call me the manatee. Yeah, right, sea cow. Name's Manatee. Sea cow, fat ass. Tub of shit. Quit it. I'd love to see the manatee on a show like Ricky Lake. The manatee be sitting there like, Ricky, I'm here because I'm endangered. And then one of those mean people in the audience would offer up the advice. Yeah, I want to say something to the sea pig. That's sea cow. Whatever. Sea pig, you a fat seal. You got to get yourself an education and a job. Manatee be like, I live in the ocean. Just so happen you live in the ocean because you ain't got no job. You got to get in Weight Watchers, some kind of program. I have a layer of blubber to keep my body warm in the water. Whatever, talk to the hand. I don't have a hand. What if a manatee was in the audience? They might laugh, but they'd be crying on the inside. It doesn't look like God tried that hard on the manatee, does it? He's like, all right, blob of shit, flip-flops. What the hell, let's go with the goatee. You know what, I got a golf game. Throw this around Florida, it'll fit in. Hey, I'm from Florida. I don't think God plays golf. I didn't like some of those jokes. We all drink bottled water because tap water is scary. If it comes from a tap, I don't want it. As if bottled water didn't come from a tap at one time. Sound like there's some guy over in France next to a stream going, one butter? Two butter? I'd think that guy would speak French. He's too lazy to learn 2 words in French. I do feel silly buying bottled water. Whenever I go in a store, I'm always like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I know you can get water free from any faucet, but I don't want to pay for it. I'm just curious, you got any air back there? Or can I buy your garbage? How did we get to the point where we're paying for bottled water? There must have been some weird marketing meeting over in France. You know, some French guy was sitting there, he's like, how dumb do I think the Americans are? I bet you we could sell those idiots water. Up here, the Americans are pretty dumb, but they're not going to buy water. Oh, yes, they are. Let's just tell the Americans the water's from France, and we bought it. I don't know if you're like me, when they first introduced bottled water, I thought it was so funny. It's like, bottled water, they're selling bottled water. I guess I'll try it. Oh, this is good. This is more watery than water. Yeah, this has got a water kick to it. This must be like H3O. I was looking at a bottle of water. They have nutritional facts printed on this side. You know, I'm no chemist, but I got a rough idea what's in water. Kind of expect to turn the label, see a recipe around. Oh, that's how you make ice cubes. Oh, apparently you just freeze this stuff. Oh, but you need a tray. That's how they get you. Gotta buy their tray.
Hey, Hampton Roads homeowners. Chris Subiando here, founder of WSC Smart Home Designers. Quick question. How long have you been dealing with tech that underperforms or looks outdated? If the answer is too long, WSC can fix that. Since 2011, our locally owned veteran-led team has helped homeowners transform their spaces to sound, look, and function seamlessly. Tap Book now to schedule your free in-home consultation and experience quality tech built around your taste.
Celebrate Lunar New Year parties with help from Whole Foods Market. Find yellow sale signs on Asian-inspired ingredients like whole fish, stir-fry ready shrimp, and organic ground pork that's great in dumplings. Explore fresh veggies like napu cabbage, bok choy, and komatsu na. And check out the floral department for money trees, orchids, and more. Perfect for gifting. Find good fortune and flavors through the 24th at Whole Foods Market.
It's messed up, man. You can't support them. Don't support Wayfair. They're terrible. Not as bad as IKEA, but fuck IKEA. You kidding me? They're way worse. IKEA needs to come with a kid just to help put that shit together. Somebody got to hold these sides, bro. God damn. Can I go home now? I don't know, man. That's a lot of leftover pieces. You sure you didn't skip any steps? There's always so many leftover pieces after an IKEA project, isn't there? You look at a final IKEA piece like, I guess that's it. And you find out you messed up on step 8 of 49, you're like, I guess we just don't have a bottom shelf. It is what it is. We'll put tall stuff there. Guys, relax. Still me. Remember the dude who's been telling jokes for 45 minutes? Still just a joke. This is why comedy is the most frustrating job in the world. It's because this is the only job in the world that I would have to reiterate to y'all what I'm doing, that I'm just kidding. I don't mean this shit that comes out of my mouth. Rappers don't have to do that. Rappers are literally like, I fucked your bitch and killed your family. And y'all are just like, ah! They don't gotta be like, I'm just rapping, y'all. I wouldn't do nothing like that. I'm David, you know me. I wouldn't do nothing like that. So hypocritical, man. That's the one thing comedians do have over rappers, is freedom of speech. It's kind of like an unwritten rule in comedy, right? Like you can joke about messed up stuff as long as it's funnier than it is messed up. And rappers don't get that kind of leeway. It's not fair. Like if they admit to a crime they did on beat, they still go to jail. I don't think that's fair. Respect the artistry. Give them a chance, okay? I think if you can make a doper song than the charges you're trying to beat, you get to go home. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. All spectrums of crime, too. Can you imagine Ted Bundy in court? And they're like, you're going to jail forever. And he's like, well, wait till you hear this shit. It's a little song I call I Eat the Pussy Up, starring J. Doms. Because he's a cannibal.
There was a lot of Kmart's here in New York. I lived here for 8 years and I loved New York. I loved the driving. That's what's like, see, I think we should all learn how to drive in Manhattan. And because it's great. Everybody honks at everybody, just screaming, yelling. That's how it should be. Growing up in the South, no one honks ever. People just sit at lights and they're like, if you don't want to go, I totally understand. I'm probably not going to go when I get up there. So let's just wait it out, you know? Let's let traffic die down and we'll get home tomorrow. I once had to take my car to get it fixed, and I go to like this mechanic. It looked like it was just like this dude's house. And I go inside, and there was a line. There was like people in there. So we're sitting there. They were taking forever, and we're all getting pretty upset about it. Finally, one of the fellow customers just starts yelling at all the employees, and I was like, "This guy's great." Like I loved it. Like I would never do it, but I like when other people do it. So I was like, "Good for you. Just keep yelling at him." And he keeps yelling, and then a mechanic comes over and is like, "You got to calm down. You can't yell at us like that." And the guy keeps yelling. I'm like, "This guy's great. Like he's getting stuff done. Like nothing can happen." I was wrong because they fist fought him. They fist fought him, and then they just dragged him outside, and we just watched it. Like we were like moved up, and we're like, "That's crazy, right?" And just like, I guess that's what goes on here. Like that's an employee handbook. It's like, what do you do if someone gets upset? Well, like you to fight them in front of the other customers so they get it. And then drag them outside so people driving by get it as well. You know what our motto is? Our motto is, what'd you say? That's what I thought you said. Keep your mouth shut. Yeah. You know what? I tweeted about it when it happened, like afterwards. I thought it was funny. And they found me. That's how crazy they were. They found it on Twitter, and they were like, "Hey, could you follow us so we can send you a message?" I was like, "How about I got the message, all right? I got it. I'll delete the tweet, don't worry about it." They were crazy.
So I'm a Giant fan. Any Jet fans here? I'm sorry. I had an uncle who was a degenerate gambler. Surprise. Really, Art? Your father wasn't a doctor, or your uncle wasn't a scientist? No, he's a degenerate gambler, and he told me this when I was young. He told me this about the Jets. This is a true story. He goes, "Art, when I was a kid, I was into the Jets, and then I got older and I got into girls. And then I got back into the Jets because I realized there's times when a girl won't fuck you, but the Jets will always fuck you." The Giants are great, but the Giants are too clean cut nowadays, man. Like Eli Manning is all right, but doesn't Eli Manning look like he's one chromosome away from being retarded or something? I like the Giants when they were all fucked. Like I like Lawrence Taylor, man. Lawrence Taylor was the fucking man, and he was, while he was on the fucking Giants tackling everybody, he was a cokehead. That's the greatest thing ever. He didn't give a shit. Just breaking Joe Theismann's leg on blow. That's so great. But you Yankee fans there, you might know. You know the guy Bob Shepard who used to do the Yankee games? The guy who went, now batting for the Yankees, number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2. Derek Jeter. Shortstop. Number 2. He repeated everything, but what some of you younger people don't know is he used to do Giant games, and he would announce all the plays, defense and offense, and in the beginning, Taylor was so fucking good. He was in on every tackle. So a typical thing that Bob Shepard would say would be like, Dorsett up the middle, gain of 2, spilled by Van Pelt, Carson, and Taylor. Everything ended with N. Taylor, because he was in on every tackle. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny if Bob Shepard followed Lawrence Taylor around 24/7? And just stood 5 feet from him and announced every fucking thing Taylor did. That would be a reality show. Be like, now testing positive for cocaine. While asleep in a Jeep on the New Jersey Turnpike. A Dominican hooker. And Taylor. Now paying a prostitute. a coke dealer from Newark, and Taylor. Now buying the ugliest, gaudiest motherfucking earring I've ever seen, Jamie Foxx, and Taylor. And I am a hypocrite. You yelled out hard, and I let me tell you something. If that guy followed me around, it'd be awful. Especially for the last 5 years, it'd be like, now doing a line of heroin off a mozzarella omelet. At the TikTok Diner on Route 3. An Asian whore. Artie Lang. And Taylor. That's a good one.
Sorry to interrupt your playlist, but this is better than music. It's free stuff. Download TikTok, search/free, and share the link to get items for free. Start slashing now.
It's Crazy Bread from Little Caesars, and you can't get enough. Daydreams of buttery garlic-flavored drizzle distract you at work. You have a Crazy Bread tattoo. If you know, you know. Right now, purchase any pizza from Little Caesars and get Crazy Bread for free. Free!
Pizza. Are you interested in the UFO phenomenon? Are you fascinated by the possibility that there might be a non-human intelligence operating right here on Earth? Well, guess what? There is a non-human intelligence present on Earth, and on Extraterrestrial Reality, we lay out all of the evidence and we talk about it all of the time. So please, watch UFO Extraterrestrial Reality now on Spotify.
We had Twister. Twister was fun. But my older brothers would never let me play when they played. So I put Vaseline on the colored circles. Left leg broken. Should have let me play. I said please. I'm from a big family, 8 kids. Yeah. We had to call our stuff in the house every day. You know, you have to call your possessions, claim your territory. Like if you got up from your chair to make a sandwich, you had to claim it. You know, I call that chair. That's what we would do. I call that chair. It's my chair. I call that chair. Hey, when I get back, that's mine because I called it. I call that chair. I didn't realize this only worked at home. I thought this was a universal system, you know? My first day in school was very strange. I call this desk. I call this desk. My teacher's like, yes, we all do, Brian. I'm like, I'm just grabbing onto it. I don't know why we did it at home anyway, because my older brothers always took whatever they wanted. Like when we were all getting in the car, I knew where I was going to end up sitting, so I would pretend like I wanted that. Back seat in the middle, my feet on a hump. I called it, get off the hump. Hey, my hump. I believe the hump is mine. I think my parents were kind of worried about me. He's calling the hump, Walt. He shouldn't want the hump. As long as I ain't fighting. Hump's good, right, Ron? Oh, the hump's good, yeah. You like the hump. I love the hump. I'm the hump boy. I'm riding a hump to Disney World. We would go on vacation in our station wagon. We had a big, giant station wagon. We had the front seat, back seat, and a little tiny seat in the back that faced the opposite direction. The 2 kids in the back had a completely separate vacation from everybody else. Because the middle area is just loaded to the ceiling. Kids in the back just sat there the whole time, you know, just looking around. I wonder what all these signs say. And you'd spend most of the trip trying not to make eye contact with the cars that came up close behind you. You know, you're looking at them, oh, looking at your shirt. Oh, there he is, okay. Scratch your shoulder. My parents are great. They always wanted us to experience different things. Like all the other kids went to school on their bikes, and my dad made me go to school on a pogo stick. Anybody else have? Did anybody else have? I was always late, you know, because I had a basket on there. Have to keep stopping to get the books. We spent a lot of time out in the yard, too. My parents would just send us out into the yard every once in a while for no reason. Okay, kids, out in the yard. Okay. Run out there. Stay out in the yard. Okay. Didn't know what to do. Just looking around. What'd you guys do yesterday? Ooh, we just stayed out in the yard. Just stayed out there. Stayed out in the yard. You find stuff to do, though. Anything can end up being a toy for a kid, including the sun. We used to try to see how long we could stare at the sun without stopping. I don't recommend this. But I remember we did it. I remember my brothers going, okay, Brian, record's 5. Record's 5. Ready? Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah! Yeah, I got 6. I got 6. I got 6 at the sun stare. My parents are like, hey, Brian, don't do that. Yeah, it's just about to stop. Just about to find another activity. That's not a good activity. That's what we were supposed to come up with. That's the language my mom used with us, you know. We're 4 years old. Come up with a good activity. And we're like sitting in mud. Is this a good activity? Activity? One of our activities was making bike ramps out in the street, because that's where all the cars are. You put a cement block out in the middle of the road, you angle a piece of wood up to it, and the object was for one kid to get on his bike, ride as fast as he could, and see how high he could go. And that's as far as we planned. It wasn't until the first kid was like flipping in the air. What happens now? We don't know. He'd hit a mailbox. We had a bunch of 9-year-old paramedics running up. We didn't know what to do. We get up there. Oh, get some leaves. You do what you can. Hey, that was the easy part. The hard part was being the kid that got sent in first to calm mom down before you dragged in the actual banged up brother. You'd have to be the point man, you know? Go tell mom. Oh, no. It's your turn. Oh. So you'd have to run in. Hey, mom. Oh, okay. Everything's fine. You know, she bought that, yeah. Everything's fine. I just want to run in at full speed and, you know, say hi and okay, so, oh, you know Kevin. Oh, okay, of course, okay. Well, you know how, like, his right arm, usually it bends, usually it would bend like that. Okay, it's not bending like that right now. And it's no big deal, because we already looked at it, but we were thinking, since you said that you had to go get milk later anyway, so we were thinking since you have to go anyway, then we were all thinking if when you go, if you just might want to take him to the hospital. And if you get peanut butter, get smooth.
Hey, Hampton Roads homeowners. Chris Subiando here, founder of WSC Smart Home Designers. Quick question. How long have you been dealing with tech that underperforms or looks outdated? If the answer is too long, WSC can fix that. Since 2011, our locally owned veteran-led team has helped homeowners transform their spaces to sound, look, and function seamlessly. Tap Book now to schedule your free in-home consultation and experience quality tech built around your taste.
Make Whole Foods Market your Lunar New Year headquarters, full of Asian-inspired ingredients to celebrate deliciously. You'll find it all from centerpiece mains to plants that make for excellent gifts. Find sales on whole fish and shrimp, and enjoy savings on Dubriton ground pork, perfect for making dumplings. Bring the joy and beauty of the new year into your home with orchids, jade plants, money trees, and more, or help spread it by giving them as gifts. Celebrate Lunar New Year with Whole Foods Market.
Thumbtack presents Project Paralysis.
I was cornered. Sweat gathered above my furrowed brow, and my mind was racing. I wondered who would be left standing when the droplets fell, me or the clogged sink. Drain cleaner and pipe snake clenched in my weary fist, I stepped toward the sink and then... Wait, why am I stressing? I have Thumbtack. I can easily search for a top-rated plumber, read reviews, and compare prices, all on the app. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
I got accused of being racist. 3 weeks ago on the telephone, I called the St. Louis Police Department because I had to pay a speeding ticket, and it was the last day that I could pay for it. And I talked to a woman for 45 minutes, and I got cut off from her, but she had all my information. So when I called back, this other woman answered and goes, "Hey, can I help you?" And I said, "No, you may not. I need to speak with the woman I was talking to earlier." She goes, "Did you get her name?" And I said, "No, I didn't. How many people work in there?" She goes, "Oh, there's just 8 of us." I go, "Great. I could probably narrow it down. She's black. Does that help?" And the lady goes, "How do you know she's black?" And I said, "Well, because she sounded black." And the woman I was talking to goes, "Sir, that is racist." And I said, "Well, I can tell that you're white." Because that's what white ladies do. They play the racism card before they ask any sort of questions or anything. She didn't even ask what I meant by she sounded black. "Here's the story. Here's what happened." I said, "Hey, my name is Chad Daniels. I have to pay for a speeding ticket." She said, "I can't find it in the system." I said, "Maybe the speeding ticket fairy came and paid it for me." And she said, "Baby, there's no speeding ticket fairy." I'm not saying all black women sound like that. I am saying 0 white ones do. Unless there's a bottle of Aunt Jemima on the table and they're being an asshole. It's not like I meant she picked up the phone and she was like, "What's up, motherfucker? What you want? What you want?" No. No. Because that could be a white guy with a backwards hat on. You have no idea. You have no idea. If you were walking down the street and you heard, "What you want?" and you turned around, there was a black guy and a white guy and an Asian guy, you wouldn't know. You could probably eliminate the Asian guy if we're being real honest about it. Because Asian gangster's a different kind of gangster, right? That's like butterfly knives and cars that go like that. Throwing stars and Tokyo drifting. You get it. You get it. I should stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking. Yeah. Yeah, I think I proved my point. I believe that racism comes from intent. I did not mean to hurt anyone's feelings. I only knew that I had to pay this ticket that day, or it was going to double in price, and I was going to have a bench warrant out for my arrest. I also knew there were only 8 women working there. I was talking to one of them, she was white, and the one I was talking to before was black. So God damn it, stop calling me racist, stick your arm out, roll your sleeve up, walk around to all the other desks. When it doesn't match, drop off the phone. I have to pay this ticket. You guys are great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Only natural disaster. This is what people from LA. This is what the natural disasters. We're used to earthquakes, right? And we don't give a fuck about them. They don't scare us. When we're from here, we don't give a fuck about an earthquake. This is how you act at an earthquake. All of us. It's the same shit. It fucking shakes, and you're like, and when it stops, you're like, "Hey, let's get Pinkberry. You want Pinkberry? Give a fuck you, earthquake. Give a shit about an earthquake." I was in my first earthquake. It was about 4 years ago or 5 years ago. It was with my son. It was the first earthquake I was ever in with my son. And it was so funny because he was sitting on the couch like this, watching TV, right? And I just got out of the shower, and I'm toweling off. Now, if you've never been in an earthquake, it lasts maybe, 3 seconds at the most? But it feels like eternity, right? So I just remember, I just got out of the shower, and I'm toweling off, and then all of a sudden, everything starts shaking. Just, I was like, "Oh, fuck, earthquake." Right? So I had to go get my son. And everything was like slow motion. So I started running to the living room. I was like, Joe. Wet, naked. Joe. I came around the corner And my son looked at me like this. And the earthquake stopped. So I put him back on the couch and I kissed him. I go, I love you. And I walked back to the room, wet, naked. And I was toweling off. And I started thinking to myself, I was like, should I tell him what just happened? He has no idea what the fuck just happened. He was just watching SpongeBob SquarePants. And his wet, naked dad came running around the corner going, I love you, Joe. So I didn't tell him. Fuck it, I'm gonna let it sit in the back of his head for the rest of his life. Every time there's an earthquake, he's going, oh shit, you see my dad? You see my dad? Joe!
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Celebrate Lunar New Year parties with help from Whole Foods Market. Find yellow sale signs on Asian-inspired ingredients like whole fish, stir-fry ready shrimp, and organic ground pork that's great in dumplings. Explore fresh veggies like napu cabbage, bok choy, and komatsu na. And check out the floral department for money trees, orchids, and more. Perfect for gifting. Find good fortune and flavors through the 24th at Whole Foods Market.
I do enjoy traveling to other countries, seeing how different, but essentially similar we all are. Like the UK is not that different from the US. You know, if anything, you go over there and it seems like British people are trying to be different from Americans. They're like, oh, you drive on the right side of the road, then we're gonna drive on the left side of the road. Oh, you call your mother mom, then we're gonna call ours mum. Oh, you call that a cookie, then we're not going to the dentist. I know that's cheap. I did notice something when I was over there. You know, British people, they don't say the before hospital. You ever notice that? They're like, hospital? I was feeling knackered, so I went to hospital. Whenever they would do that, I'd say, stop that, that's wrong and weird. Are you trying to sound like a polite caveman? And I had a friend from London. He was like, what makes you think you're doing it properly? And I go, because I'm American and we invented the English language. It was a pet peeve of mine, so I did some research. You know why British people don't say the before hospital? Because they're dicks. Yeah! I know that sounds harsh, but admit it, British people always talk to Americans like we just walked into their jewelry store with 2 full bags of garbage. May I help you? Are you lost? Obviously, I love the Brits, and I would never do those jokes there.
This is an absolutely true story. I remember my first real girlfriend. I was a sophomore in college, late bloomer. I held out. I was a sophomore in college, my girlfriend was a freshman in college, and we decided to spend Christmas break at her parents' house. Mistake! We go to her parents' house, big house in Connecticut, a lot of money. Her father was a doctor. He invented blood, some god-awful thing. A very nice family, a little stodgy, you know. Sarah sleeps in the bedroom, Dana sleeps on the couch. Fine with me. Your house, your rules, I have no problem with that. And then out of nowhere, Sarah goes batshit. Daddy! How can you embarrass me like this? I'm 18. Knock, knock, who's there? Me at 18. Not your little girl anymore. It's not like back at school we don't sleep together every night. Yeah. It's not like back at school we're not practically married. What got into her? Not me. That night at dinner, her father was having like this barely contained nervous breakdown. I guess he'd never let the image enter his mind before. Everybody dig in, dig in. Dana, you must work up quite an appetite for yourself while you're having sex with my baby. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. Do you enjoy having sex with my daughter? Do you? Fruit of my loins, now the bounty of your bed, bouncing on the ceiling, posturepedic like it's going out of style? Have some potatoes, man. Candied yams look rather delightful. Probably not as rewarding as taking a bite of my baby's buttock, but one makes do. Why don't you both have sex right now? Chad, Terry, clear the table. The kids are gonna hump. I'm not taking no for an answer. No one leaves until you two go at it like jackrabbits. Worst sex I'd ever had in my life. Kneecap was jammed in a gravy boat. Everybody's looking. This is no way to treat a guest, I'm just saying. I'm not really up on Miss Manners, but I don't see where this fits in.
I feel good. I took an Ambien Monday. I woke up about 2 hours ago. You know what Ambien is? You look like a drug dealer, man. You know what Ambien is? Stumbled here from one of the clubs. Empty your purse. I took an Ambien, and it's a reason it's a prescription because I woke up the way I went to bed. And this never happens, like the exact weird way like this. And then 15 hours later, I'm like, what? I'm like, that's what sleeping is? What the fuck have I been doing all my life, you know? You're not supposed to get up 6 times and eat string cheese and pee, and play Angry Birds and email people. My friends are like, did you email me at 2:41 a.m.? I go, you know what happened? That was at 7, but I think it gets stuck in the iCloud sometimes, you know? With the transmission, there's some bugs. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on the iCloud. I hurt my neck. I'm on a Vicodin right now. I will admit that. Yeah. It's not even my fault. It's because I got a tooth pulled in June, and so I have to be. You know what I mean? It's like mandatory. I will say that 50th refill is a tough sell. I was at my doctor, and I'm like, I don't feel pain, and now that feels weird. Run it up, Dick! What do you care? It means everything to me. I have a friend that's a pill popper. Actually, I have 4. I have 4 friends that they only want pills all the time. It's so funny. You have a guy like this, whenever I take any pill, he goes, dude, give me one. I go, you don't even know what it is. He goes, dude, I'm married. Come on. I go, what does that mean? I go, this is for sinus infection. It causes dizziness and cramps. He goes, dude, I got kids. Help me. I just want to feel different. So I give him one. I see him later. He's cramped over. He's like, thanks. He doesn't care. He's happy.
Make Whole Foods Market your Lunar New Year headquarters, full of Asian-inspired ingredients to celebrate deliciously. You'll find it all from centerpiece mains to plants that make for excellent gifts. Find sales on whole fish and shrimp, and enjoy savings on Dubriton ground pork, perfect for making dumplings. Bring the joy and beauty of the new year into your home with orchids, jade plants, money trees, and more, or help spread it by giving them as gifts. Celebrate Lunar New Year with Whole Foods Market.
I drink too, which doesn't, like, that doesn't help me and that guy drink. We have pretty big problems, and it's just us two. It's, I don't know. I've had signs that I should quit drinking. One was, I did a show. It was 3 hours outside of Phoenix, Arizona. It was at an Indian casino, which I don't know if you're supposed to say. I don't know. I don't know. It was like, I don't know what you're supposed to say. It was a casino. There was like crazy amount of Indians there. And so I go, I drive, this 3 hour drive to the middle of nowhere. I get there, I do the show. Then I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. I had to get up at 7 a.m. just be a normal person. Then I meet this cool Indian dude and we drink till 5 a.m. So then I have to get up, I sleep 2 hours, get up, I'm walking outside with my roller back. It's like 190 degrees. I'm just questioning everything I've ever done in my life. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And I look up and there's a wolf. A real wolf. Just in front of my car, just staring at me. And I'm just looking at this wolf. I'm like, why is this wolf? And I'm like looking around because I'm expecting like some guy to be like, sorry, my wolf got loose. But there's no guy. It's just me and this wolf. And he's just staring at me, and I don't know how to make a wolf leap. You're like, get out of here, wolf. Like, I don't know what, So I'm just staring, and I'm like looking at him. He's like looking right at me. I was like, why is he not leaving? Then I just was like, wait, is that Indian dude I was drinking with last night? Is he a wolf? It wasn't him. The wolf left. The wolf did wander off, and then I got in my car, and I was driving back. And this happened. This doesn't seem real, because it's back-to-back. But I'm driving, and then I get stopped, because a helicopter lands in the middle of the road. There's no one around but me, and then this helicopter. And it picks up a guy, and then flies off. Like, I should have videoed it, because it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But I'm, like, hungover, so I'm acting like it happens every day. Like, I'm honking at the helicopter, like, all right, out of all days, you couldn't have hovered a second and let me get under? The other one I had was I got real drunk and then locked myself out of my hotel room completely naked. Yeah, I've done that in my 2-year-old daughter's lifetime. So if she hears this and she's like, oh, was that college? It's like, no, that's when you were the most dependent on me. Here's what, look, I don't know. I was sleeping naked. You just sleep naked when you're drunk. I don't do it normal. I think it's gross. But that day I was like, we should try that. Let's see what that's about. And then I remember, I was like, I gotta put the Do Not Disturb sign on. So I walk and I open the door. Do Not Disturb sign, you can crack the door and it would fit outside. But acting like I was like moving a couch outside. And I was like opening it with my body. And then I step outside and I heard the door shut, which was the most sobering noise I've ever heard in my entire life. I was like, this is not good at all, like, you're way too far. I'm holding this Do Not Disturb sign, which is pointless. It's like I just walked out to be like a real Do Not Disturb sign, just for the hallway. I was like, don't come down here. We're not ready. So I'm standing there and I'm like, all right, what are you gonna do, So I look and there's a window. I was like, I could jump out of that. That's easier than having to explain this to my wife. And then I look to the left and there was a cleaning lady. And she's just staring at me. And the reason she's there is because it's 11 a.m. That's how far in the day it is. And I'm just like looking at it, and look, and I don't have a body that, like, when she sees it, I'm like, you're welcome, you know? It's like, I'm sorry, look, I don't know. So I looked at her, and she knew what I needed, you know? Like, we didn't really talk. Like, I just kind of looked at her like, you know, this happens to the best of us, right? And she looked at me like, it does not happen. She just let me back in my room. When I told my comic buddies, they tried to make me feel better. They're like, I wouldn't even worry about it. I bet she sees stuff like that all the time. And I was like, I bet I'm in her top 3. She might walk in on people naked, but no one ever charges at her naked and then needs her help, you know? Someone might run by her and laugh. No one goes up to her like, look, you're the most important person in my life right now. And I need you to be on board with all of this, all right? Don't ask questions. I'll mix it up like too, like, you know, when you gotta lose weight, you try to like go, like you ever do vodka soda when you wanna lose weight? Like, I'll do vodka soda, and then you drink it like beer and you wake up in the street. But you're like, I'm not bloated, and that's nice, you know? Guys, thank you so much for coming out. You were unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
So my wife and I have 2 beautiful kids. The other day I was watching sports on TV, and my daughter, she just turned 3. She got right next to me on the couch and got as close as she could. You love those moments as a dad, you know, it's like, whoa, this is true. And she put her thumb in her mouth, and she looked up at me and she said, put on something appropriate for me. She's smart. She knows what she's supposed to see. I watch Dora the Explorer with her, you know, because she likes it, so I watch it with her, you know. It's a good show, you know. I'd probably watch that if I didn't have kids. Dora the Explorer. First of all, did the producers think that rhymes? Dora the Explorer. Maybe that rhymes in a Kennedy household. Put on Dora the Explorer. But, other than that one isolated compound, I'm not sure how that works. There's a song in Dora the Explorer that amazes me, and I wish I had been at the pitch meeting where it was approved. So, did you get a chance to work on a song? Oh, yeah. Well, I remember now that you want. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and sing it for us then? Oh, okay. Well, you want that now? Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm the map, 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 I'm the map! And which character would be singing this? You're supposed to read to your kids, even when they're babies, so I've always done that. I don't know who's writing books for babies, but I want a piece of that financial pie. I put my daughter on my lap with this big cardboard book, The Clock. The big clock. Tick-tock. The end. $12. And there's a synopsis on the back that is longer than the actual book, and I'm not exaggerating. Sit down with your children and you will delight as you read about the adventures of the ticking clock. Sometimes it goes tick, and sometimes it goes talk, which just goes to show you never can be too sure in life, because sometimes things are one way, but they are about to change. Are you talking about this book? You can't possibly be talking about this book. I must have missed the subtext. I read all these kids' books, you know. Let me ask you something. Does the owl go who, or does it go hoot? Half the books say one, half the books say the other. Let me tell you something. Owls don't go hoot, okay? Has anyone ever heard an owl go hoot? Hoot! Never in the history of the animal kingdom has an owl enunciated like that, ever. Toss those books in the trash can. They didn't do their research. Who's deciding how they go, you know? The horse goes neigh. When does a horse do that? You want to give me a ride? Neigh. Everybody knows horses don't go neigh. They go Wilbur. Common knowledge, I believe. They're all over the place with dogs. The dog says bark. The dog says ruff. The dog says woof. The dog says bow wow. That's the one that intrigues me. Who the hell ever heard a dog and could have possibly interpreted it that way? Whoa, whoa, did you just hear bow wow? I distinctly heard a bow wow. Whoa, whoa, there it is again, bow wow. You're not hearing that? You're not hearing a bow wow? Oh, bow, oh, wow, you're not hearing any of that. I'm not hearing that. Not that, I don't think. You do stuff with your kids you probably wouldn't do otherwise. Like take them to butterfly pavilions. We took our kids to this big mesh-covered place filled with butterflies, you know. As we're walking in, this worker goes, "I'll be happy to answer all your butterfly questions today." Okay. All of them? Where do you begin when you get that kind of green light? So this guy's following us around, and it's falling on me to brainstorm up butterfly questions. I'm just like, this. What I want. Does this one like to eat? He does, okay. Care to expound on that at all? Oh, okay. I was thinking, could there be a less stressful job than working in a butterfly pavilion? I mean, you know, what could possibly go awry, you know? So how was work, dear? Don't even get me started. I've had it up to here with those butterflies. I had this yellow one landing lightly on flowers. And this purple one fluttering around and around. Like I don't know what he's up to. I can't take the politics. Right in the park, we saw another family. They had like a 5-year-old boy holding a helium balloon. And he accidentally let go of his balloon. The boy started crying. And his parents are like, "Why are you crying? It's a balloon. We'll get you another one." I'm like, japers, grapers, folks. Sometimes I don't think adults try hard enough, you know, to understand what kids are going through. You know, if you wanted to relate to what he's going through, imagine if you took your wallet out and it just started floating away. Ah! Why are you acting like that? It's a wallet. We'll get you another one. I want that one! That's what your boy's going through. We have a little boy. We had a monitor in his room the other night, and I don't really push what I do on my kids. You know, I figure they'll find it out when they want to find out, you know. And I was sitting with my wife watching TV, and it was at night. We thought he was sleeping, and all of a sudden I heard through the monitor, "Daddy, I have a joke for your career." I got like goosebumps, man. I'm like, wow. So I got to go up there, man. I ran upstairs. This is true. And I sit on the bed. I'm like, man, wow, you got a joke for my act, buddy? And he goes, yeah, I just thought of it. And I was like, whoa. I wanted to cry. I was like so touched, you know. I was like, really? Wow. What's the joke, buddy? And he goes, how come dinosaurs don't talk? I don't know. How come dinosaurs don't talk? Because they're all dead. Yeah. That's my boy's joke, man. Huh. I laughed for about an hour straight, man. I was like...
Hey, Hampton Roads homeowners. Chris Subiando here, founder of WSC Smart Home Designers. Quick question. How long have you been dealing with tech that underperforms or looks outdated? If the answer is too long, WSC can fix that. Since 2011, our locally owned veteran-led team has helped homeowners transform their spaces to sound, look, and function seamlessly. Tap Book now to schedule your free in-home consultation and experience quality tech built around your taste.
I'm Congresswoman Jen Kiggins. I wanted to highlight how my office can help you navigate the federal government and its services, whether you need a passport or having issues with the IRS or having trouble with the VA. My office stands ready to assist you. Please reach out at 757-364-7650 or visit kiggins.house.gov. It's an honor to be your representative in Virginia's 2nd District, paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
I'm raising girls. It's all girls in my house, all girls. Whenever I say I'm raising girls, women always go, oh, it's gonna suck. Wait till they go through puberty, your life is over. Really? Like you want a boy going through puberty with what they do around the house? Where are all our tissues? Why are we going through so many tissues? Why do I only have one sock? Where are my socks? Some hairy golem crawling down the hallway, taking a shower for an hour and a half, coming out all sweaty. Ah! You can have it. I'll take a girl anytime. Love girls. But I know there's a limit. There's a limit to how much I can teach them. At a certain point, I got to just back off because I don't know it, and then my wife takes over. Because there's certain things that women know that you only learn from other women. You only share it with other women, and we don't really know it. It's like this weird martial art that makes you so strong and cunning. It's like this lady karate. Very devious. One of your master strokes is making us think that we're the powerful ones. I really thought it for years. Well, the whole game is set up that way, isn't it? I'll ask her on a date. I'll ask her to marry me. I'll give her my name. Oh. And women are very smart. They go along with it. Okay, maybe I'll hyphenate it, but all right. And then she does something one Sunday afternoon and you realize, oh my God, she could kill me in a second. So much more cunning. Women will get rid of a lifelong friend just from an eye roll at dinner. Did you see how that bitch looked at me? And she's gone. You'll never see her again. Gone, like old time Russia. Out of the contacts, out of the picture frames, disappears. You know how scary that is to a man? To know that everyone in your life is on a giant roulette wheel of death? And that we're on there too, at 00, just going around. It's not gonna land on me, right? What are the odds? It's a terrifying concept to a man, because we never get rid of our friends ever, ever, right? You meet a guy in kindergarten, if he's your friend for life. He could be the biggest jackass on the planet too. He could become an alcoholic, drug addict, rob a liquor store, go to jail, come out 10 years later, come to your house, pee in your pool, hit on your wife. You're like, that's done. He's crazy, right? But you gotta love him, you gotta. Look what he's doing in the mailbox, hilarious, dude.
So it's good being a Giant fan now because the Cowboys suck. And how great is it? The Cowboys suck, and like a present from the white trash god, the Cowboys have a quarterback whose last name rhymes with homo. Oh my God. That would be like if everybody on the Red Sox last name was Gasshole or something. You could say Tony Homo on Angel Dust. I know I've tried it, like Tony Homo. And then... So I'm a big sports fan. Any Yankee fans here? Any Met fans in the gay section? Fuck the Mets. Nah, but let me tell you something. It's crazy. I like the Yankees, but I hate A-Rod. Hate his guts. Fuck him. Fuck him. He's fucking everything that walks. He's out with Kate Hudson, Madonna. Hit a home run in October, douchebag. I don't care if A-Rod does steroids. Just do them after October 1st. Everyone's like, oh, he's hitting now. Yeah, it's fucking May. This is when he hits. You know, A-Rod is not a clutch player, man. He's not a clutch fucking player. And he's not. And he complains about the New York press. He's like, oh, you know, I was going out with a girl. I happen to be married. And they give me shit about it, you know. Like, and, you know, no, Babe Ruth fucked everything that walked when he was married. We didn't care because he got big hits in October, man. If A-Rod hits one home run to beat the Red Sox in October, he could fuck his gumad at third base. I don't give a shit. Make my $4,000 tickets worth something. It's not clutch. But he wants to be like Babe Ruth. That's why he wears number 13, because it has a 3 on it. That's a true story. He wants to be like Babe Ruth. And people don't realize this. He's a lot like Babe Ruth. Before the playoffs a couple of years ago, A-Rod went to a hospital and promised a dying kid that he'd ground out to second for him. And I was at the game, people. It's true. A-Rod pointed to second base. Did you guys hear me and Norm telling Bob Uecker stories on the show? I spent 24 hours with Bob Uecker. He's the funniest fuck who's ever lived. That Mr. fucking Belvedere was a homo. Worked with the fucker for 6 years. He's taking it up the Hershey Highway. He says like real old guy stuff, you know? And we sat in the booth with him to announce a couple of innings, and it was so great because, you know, like I said, you have a cough button. You hit the cough button if you don't want to be on the air, so you could cough. You don't hear yourself on the air. And it was like watching a jazz musician or something, man. He would be in the middle of announcing a play, and if he saw a hot chick, he'd just hit the cough button to fucking say something about the chick that was filthy, you know? It'd be like, here's the 2-2 pitch to Sosa, ground ball to shortstop. Look at the tits on that fucking slut. Oh. Over to first base, 2 down. But then he would say real old guy stuff, you know, like about chicks. Like, here's a fly ball to center field. Boy, I'd like to get with that trollop. 3 outs.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port-in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
You've hidden it from your friends so you can have it all for yourself. It's Crazy Bread from Little Caesars, and you can't get enough. Daydreams of buttery garlic-flavored drizzle distract you at work. The Parmesan sprinkles permeate your subconscious. You have a tattoo of Crazy Bread on your back. It's a secret obsession. If you know, you know. But do you know that right now, with any pizza purchase from Little Caesars, you'll get Crazy Bread for free? Free! If you know, you know, and now you know.
Pizza, pizza. I'm not pregnant. My wife, I haven't talked to her in an hour. You know, but we got 5 kids, and that seems like a lot. And frankly, it's too many. It is a lot, but what am I going to do now? It's not like they come with free return shipping. I love having 5 kids. I travel with them because I don't want to be away from them, and also I enjoy the look on waitstaff's faces when I walk in with my family. Because my kids are 5, 6, 8, 11, and 13, and we walked into a restaurant in Dallas, and I saw a waitress look at me and my family and quit her job. I mean, she could have been getting off her shift. I just saw her look at us and throw down her apron and storm off. And I felt like we won. But I like being a dad, you know. I try and do one-on-one time with each of my kids, but it's hard because I travel and there's a lot of them. So sometimes that special daddy and me time is just doing something mundane, like going with me to the post office. It's like, that's right, buddy, just you and me. Going to find out why we got this damn slip on our door. Stick that in the memory bank. My dad, always making time for me. Squeezing me into errands. I remember walking to the post office and listening to him bitch and moan about the federal government. What a guy. Try to be a good dad. I got my kids a dog. I rescued a dog. Thank you. Well, it's not like the dog was drowning. The dog wasn't a victim of sex trafficking. I just went in a building, gave a guy money, and got a dog. That's how I rescued it. After that, I rescued a pizza. I had to wait to rescue the dog because the dog was in Jamaica. I don't know if it was on vacation. But I rescued a dog from paradise so it could live in my crowded New York City apartment. Sometimes I put the leash on the dog and it looks at me like, I used to run on the beach. And now I sleep in a cage. My only hope is that one day you'll get rescued. But rescue is the language of today, right? And we mean adoption. Now, people don't even say they own dogs. Now people say they're a dog parent. But I feel like dogs are different from kids. Like, you never hear a parent say, you know, my son had some behavior problems, so we gave him to a friend who had a farm upstate. And we can run around and we'll visit him on weekends. Jim, you're a monster.
You know who else has been pissing me off lately? Google. You guys know Google? A couple of people have heard of it. The rest of you guys are like, Google? What's Google? Google it and find out. Right? It's the only way to learn anything anymore is to Google it. And that was fine at first because things were simple. It was like Google was my friend, right? I'd be like, hey, Google, what do you know about this? And Google would be like, well, Ben, here's what I've got for you. Things were simple then. Google was my friend. But somewhere along the line, things changed, and Google turned into that annoying friend who will never let you finish a story because it keeps interrupting you, trying to guess the ending before you can get to it. All right, now I sit down, I type the letter P, and Google is like, Pacific Ocean? Is it Pacific Ocean? Is it? Is it pacifier? Is it pack rat? Is it peanuts? Is it piss bag? What is it? I need to know what it is right now. Tell me what it is right now. I can't wait anymore. I'm frozen at the keyboard. Like, can't we just slow this down a little bit, Google? What are you in a hurry? You're not even a real thing. What, do you have to be somewhere, Google? You're everywhere! Just give me a second and let me type this in right. It's not Pacific Ocean. Okay, now it is Pacific Ocean. Because I can't remember what it was when I started. So thanks a lot, Google. Now I have to learn about giant sea kelp for 2 hours. Because you can't keep your big Google mouth shut. And who the hell typed piss bag into my Google anyway? Like, who is researching piss bag at my house on my machine without my knowledge or consent? And what information are they after? Right, if you can spell piss bag, you know everything about piss bag. It's a piss bag, a bag for piss, a piss bag, that's it. There is no more. Even almighty Google can't give you extra information about piss bag. Would you like information on where to purchase piss bag? No, Google, I wouldn't. I would like you to go back to just being my friend. Google and I used to be friends. Now Google thinks it's better than me. It thinks it knows what I want better than I do. Right? I sit down, I type something in. Google is like, okay, but did you mean this? Hey, screw you, Google. Yes. Yes, I did mean that. But I think we both know that now. So why don't you just give me what you obviously know I'm after? Instead of jerking me around, showing me 500,000 websites that made the same stupid typo I just made. All right, we both know at this point, Google, that I'm not researching the city of Philadelphia. So why don't you just give me what you know I'm after? Quit jerking me around because I don't type that well. You're the one that rushed me to begin with.
There are places where discovery waits just beyond the path, where stories, flavors, and craftsmanship come together in one remarkable place. At Colonial Williamsburg's Merchant Square, every step reveals something new, a shop you didn't expect, a taste worth slowing down for, a moment meant to linger. Follow the scent of the kitchen from elegant to family dining options, then discover hidden gems in dozens of local shops. It's all waiting for you at Colonial Williamsburg's Merchant Square.
It's Crazy Bread from Little Caesars, and you can't get enough. Daydreams of buttery garlic-flavored drizzle distract you at work. You have a Crazy Bread tattoo. If you know, you know. Right now, purchase any pizza from Little Caesars and get Crazy Bread for free. Free!
Pizza.
Can't get enough of your song of the moment? Download and indulge in the tracks you love over and over again with Spotify Premium. Tune in to discover an ad-free music listening experience where you can play your favorites in any order. Tap the banner to learn more.
I'm scared to be up here a little bit. It's scary, do a show, people are here. I don't get scared that much, but I did do a show for the president a little while back, like Bush. Well, it was Bush. Bush 43, second one. He was a president, Google it. It was a while back, but it was for some 4th of July spectacular, something stupid. It would have been John Bonet there in the old days, like, I'm a Yankee dude all day. Yeah. But it was me and like Destiny's show. It was stupid, fireworks, and then I'm like, the president's right there. So I got scared because I'd never been on for a president, and he's right in front of me. And it's at the Ford Theater where someone got picked off. Do you know this? Who was it? Lincoln, yeah. Not Ford. They wouldn't call it the Ford Theater if Ford got shot. I don't think. Maybe. But even with Lincoln, like, are you still holding gigs there? And the president must be like, they would never do it twice, It's really ballsy. So I'm there, and I go on, and I'm backstage, and it's scary, because I give the Secret Service my set list. They have to vet it, they have to see if I'm good. They got rid of everything in my set list. They go, no Al Qaeda jokes. I'm like, what? No shoe bomber. I'm like, that's the good stuff. So I'm down to like 3 minutes. So it's, En Vogue is about to go out. So they open the back, and it's freezing out. So I start to shake a little bit, and I'm about to go on. So I'm already nervous. And then this guy, might not even work there, stands next to me, and he goes, I probably shouldn't tell you this, because you're about to go on. I go, okay. Then he goes, whenever you're on in front of the president this close, you will be under a sniper scope at all times. I go, what do you mean? He goes, there's a guy up there with a gun trained on you at all times. He goes, in case you make a move to the president, he has to take you out. And I go, well, that's not what I'm doing. That's not the plan. He goes, no, it doesn't matter. Just in case he has to blow your brains out. I go, no, I get what's going on, but But on me, when I go out there and he goes, yeah, you know, I probably should have said, and they're like, 3, 2. And I go, so I go on him like this. You can tell he's going for like body, head. And then any joke, I don't want to inch this way because I don't want to make a move, you know? So I stay way back to the wall. It's plastered because I don't want to do anything like this. Hey, I was at Costco, you know, and I'm going, you know, because the guy's up there, and I just glance up in the balcony and see the hat go like this. Paint. Walking with me. Scary. That's hard. People go, you're on TV or movies, it looks easy. Is it easy to act? Yes. I mean, yes. It's not hard. I mean, obviously people can do it. It's not like other things. This might be the easiest, because you always hear about people doing it and doing well. I mean, the Oscars, this is the hardest thing you can do in acting. The best of the best award of all actors, right? Jodie Foster, when I was growing up, 5 years old, she won an Oscar, right? Her first movie. Gabrielle Sidibe, we know who she is, she was in Precious. Never done a movie, up for an Oscar. Last year, Beast of the Southern Wild, 5-year-old girl, first movie, up for an Oscar. Jennifer Hudson, American Idol, gets 8th place on American Idol. She can't win in the field she has trained her whole life for, singing. Waltzes over to acting, wins an Oscar her first tryout. What's wrong with this? It's like me, hey, I want to play the NBA. Oh, you can't do that. That doesn't look that hard. I'm the MVP the first year. You're better than LeBron? I guess. They just put it in the hoop. It didn't seem hard, yeah. Embarrassing. It's embarrassing for all of SAG.
That's what, you know, it's, guys, we're not good at marriage. I mean, that's just, it's that easy. Like, we're not prepared for marriage like women are. Y'all are very prepared. Your whole life, every toy y'all played with was built for marriage. Everything's preparing you. Like, when you're a baby, they give you a baby doll. So they give you a baby when you're a baby. You don't even know you're alive yet. And they're just like, look, I'd probably start figuring this out. This is where it's going. And then they give you Barbie and Ken. They are in a relationship. They live in a house together. And that's where you learn how to make drama. You get like, you get pretty good at that. Then you actually would play house. You would like fake vacuum with your friends. That was like awesome times. Like now, like when I see my wife vacuum, I'm like, man, she's living her childhood dream. Like she has made it, you know? She's made it. As a guy, we don't have any. Like, we play Fort. You got to keep everybody out of where you are. The only toys we had were Transformers and Ninja Turtles. Those are not even real things. None of them had wives. They weren't married. I never played with, like, my Ninja Turtles, and I had them going to fight Shredder, and then Michelangelo was like, hey, man, can y'all give me, like, 2 seconds? My wife just showed up. I don't know, dude. She looks furious about something, like... And then she's like, what are y'all doing over there? Why is that April skank still hanging out? And you're like, I don't know, man. Just don't read into this. Like that. She got mad at me because on her last birthday, I bought her an oven for her birthday. So, look, first of all, it's a pretty nice oven. And there was also thought and there was heart behind it because, like, I remember just like the vacuum, her other favorite toy as a kid was the Easy Bake Oven. Yeah, so to go with her big girl vacuum, I got her a grown-up adult oven. You know, like that's not impressive. Like if she came home and bought me a truck and it turned into a live robot, I would lose my mind. This is the best gift ever. I can't believe that you got me this.
Hey, Hampton Roads homeowners. Chris Subiando here, founder of WSC Smart Home Designers. Quick question. How long have you been dealing with tech that underperforms or looks outdated? If the answer is too long, WSC can fix that. Since 2011, our locally owned veteran-led team has helped homeowners transform their spaces to sound, look, and function seamlessly. Tap Book now to schedule your free in-home consultation and experience quality tech built around your taste.
You've hidden it from your friends so you can have it all for yourself. It's crazy bread from Little Caesars and you can't get enough. Daydreams of buttery garlic-flavored drizzle distract you at work. The Parmesan sprinkles permeate your subconscious. You have a tattoo of crazy bread on your back. It's a secret obsession. If you know, you know. But do you know that right now, with any pizza purchase from Little Caesars, you'll get crazy bread for free? Free! If you know, you know, and now you know.
Pizza, pizza. Please put your hands together for Mr. Mike Birbiglia, everybody.
Oh, you didn't have to. How are ya? Nice to see ya. John got my last name right. It's Birbiglia. Everyone gets it wrong. When telemarketers call, they'll be like, "Good afternoon, may I speak with Mr.?" Oh, man. Gerbigaboo. So I just have to spell it on the phone like it's B as in boy, I-R, B again, I-G-L-I-A. I wish my last name were just boy. I'd be like, it's B as in boy, and then the rest of the word boy. I'm Italian. My family's not real Italian. We're like Olive Garden Italian. Sometimes people come up to me, they'll be like, in Italy it's pronounced Birbiglia. I'm like, in America, you're annoying. It's a hard name to have growing up. The kids would call me names like Birbigglebug and Birbibliography and Faggot. I was an altar boy when I was a kid, and the answer is no, I wasn't. And I think it's because they knew I was a talker. And also, I was so bad at it, I think they thought, well, if he's just bad at lighting candles... very ambitious as a child. I wanted to be a comedian or a rapper or the owner of a pizza restaurant where third graders could hang out. Those are my goals. And it surprises people that I want to be a comedian because I'm just very awkward in my life. I have a habit of making awkward situations even more awkward. Like, I was moving a new bed into my apartment recently, and this woman who lived in the building opened the front door for me with her key, and she goes, "I'm not worried because a rapist wouldn't have a bed like that." Now, what I should have said was nothing. What I did say was, "You'd be surprised." And there's nothing you can say after that. You're just like, whatever. See her on the building, you know, that kind of thing. It's hard not to end up in awkward conversations because every topic is off limits. Like, you can't talk about movies anymore. Like, I was talking to this girl, and I was like, I hated that movie. And then she was like, that movie was the reason I stopped cutting myself. And then I had to pull it back. I'm like, it was pretty good. I liked the ending when she didn't cut herself. I thought that was redemptive.
My children used to ask me a lot of questions. They no longer ask me questions because I figured out a system in my home. I've given them both a notebook and a pen. And I've connected the pen to the notebook with a piece of string. I've also laminated some press passes. And 3 times a day in my home, I hold a press conference. And that is the only time you are allowed to ask me a question. I wheel out the podium, they come running with their notebooks. I wait till they get settled, and then I start. Thank you for coming. Go ahead and start the press conference. Go ahead and go, Olivia, ladies first. First question. Why does your puppy dog stick to the refrigerator? Well, it's a picture of a puppy. There's a magnet on the back of it. The magnets stick to metal. The refrigerator's made of metal. That's why your puppy dog sticks to the refrigerator. Great question. Isaac, next question. Yeah, sometimes the green jelly beans can be tricky. You stick it in your mouth, you think it's lime, and it's spearmint, and spearmint sucks. Right? Watch your ass, smell your jelly beans. Great question. Olivia, next question. There is a magnet on the back of it. Isaac, next question. Why does your sister cry all the time? Well, that's a great question. I think a lot of people in this house want an answer to that. For starters, as you know, we have wooden floors all over our home, and she runs around in wool socks like there's not going to be consequences. Not to mention the fact that Crazy never watches where she's going. Do you remember when she hit her face on the side mirror of my car? Oh my God, how did you not see your face coming at you? You never thought, there's my face, but here's my face. Question of the year, buddy. Question of the year. Olivia, next question. It is a fucking magnet.
Florida. Look, there's a stereotype, cliche hack bit, if you will, that a lot of comedians do about well, Florida's just America's dick. It's America's dick hanging down. Get it? Looks like a dick. America's dick. That's wrong. That's offensive. Florida's not America's dick. Maine is America's dick. Maine is America's weird, stubby, like kind of uncircumcised, wider than it's long, and the foreskin's all bunched up on the top, kind of infected. It's only hard because of Cialis. You know, the guy, it's like the guy kind of like rubs it against girls in the nightclub. But he's the owner's son, they can't say anything. They're like, oh, just finish. Maine, that's Maine. Maine is America's horrible nightclub rapey dick. And then Florida is America's kind of drooping, descending in the humid heat nutsack. Just this long scrotum. Just a southern scrotum. It's a fucking scrotum. It's a scrotum. And I'm not saying that Florida is a scrotum because I was in Miami for 3 weeks last year and it sucked. I was, and it did. But I have given Florida every fucking chance. I've been all over that state. When I say it's a scrotum, because I've been teabagged with that state. I've been all over it. I've been to Orlando, Jacksonville, Gainesville, Tallahassee, Hollywood, Daytona, Fort Lauderdale, Captiva Island, West Palm Beach, all over that goddamn thing. The only reason to visit Florida is to identify your daughter's dead body. That is it. Yes, you heard me. The state flag of Florida should be a coroner holding up a sheet and then two parents just going like that, just screaming. And then there's a flamingo in the bottom right-hand corner with sunglasses going, yeah. And then in Latin it says, why did she go into porn? And that's the state flag of Florida. It's all, God, Florida is a vestigial sack. It's a anatomical sack that America's testosterone and anger drains into. drains into. And everyone in Florida, like if you go out with your friends, a group of you, and subconsciously, non-verbally, you just elect an alpha. Who's gonna run things tonight? What bar are we going to? Where are we gonna eat? And you're happy that there's an alpha for one night. I'm just gonna relax and kick back. Florida, it's all alphas. Everyone, men, women, black, white, gay, straight, Jews, and Cubans are all alphas. And they're all fighting for dominance. They have to win everything. And it's so ugly, everything. It's just, all right. One day, I was in Miami, and I went walking up Collins Avenue to look at the gorgeous old Art Deco hotels, because I wanted to see something pretty for 10 fucking minutes. So I'm walking along, and who comes down the sidewalk? These two weightlifter dudes in their short shorts and those weightlifter shirts that like a towel basically that is cut into a shirt so the sides open so you can see the meat display. And these guys, they're just like on a pussy safari, yeah. And they're walking along, and they look gayer than the pickup truck full of gay guys that's cruising alongside of them. 2 in the cab, 4 in the back, going, woo! Yeah! Like, just who did these guys? So one of the weightlifter douchebags stops, and he turns to the pickup truck, and he goes, hey, we're not gay, all right? And then one of the guys in the back of the pickup truck says, it's still an ass, motherfucker! Did I just witness a straight hate crime? Florida is the state where every 10 minutes you're guaranteed to just go, everything I'm looking at, everyone die. Everyone that I'm seeing right now just die. All of you dead. Dead, all of you. I'm raising a daughter in this world. Like, Florida's gonna fill up with horror and then spill into the rest of the country. I know it. We need to, like, lance it or something. Let it drain into the ocean.
At Kroger Pharmacy, Care is making things convenient so you can shop and get alerts when your prescriptions are ready. Plus, our pharmacists help you find lower prices by accepting most prescription discount cards. Kroger Pharmacy stays open 7 days a week with weeknight hours, so we can help you get what you need when you need it. That's convenience that works for everyone. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Services and availability vary by location. Age and other restrictions may apply. For coverage, consult your health insurance company. Visit the pharmacy or our site for details. Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save even more on your favorites. Simply mix and match 5 or more participating items and get them for just 99 cents each during our 99-cent sale going on now.
I was released from the hospital the day after the surgery. They gave me painkillers. They also instructed me to do some walking, which I assume was part of the recovery, but it kind of felt like a commentary on my weight. Have you ever done any walking? Have you ever leaned forward and let your legs propel your fat ass? Let's take a break from your motorized scooter. And I was in Alaska, so I thought this was perfect. So I returned to my family, and we immediately went on a hike. And it was great. Alaska's beautiful. My kids were having fun. I was pretending like I enjoyed being outside. And then suddenly we saw a bear like 500 yards away, this huge brown bear, like way bigger than a gummy bear. And I was so excited because I watch nature shows, but I had never seen a bear in person. So it felt like a celebrity sighting. I was like, oh my God, I've watched you on Animal Planet. It's so much taller in person. Can we do a selfie? But unlike a celebrity sighting, there was the risk of death. Like you never hear, we're in a restaurant, Tom Hanks walked in, and then he came over and murdered my family. That never happens. But the bear was far away. So I took out my phone and I started taking pictures. And then suddenly the bear stood up, roared, and looked right at me. He started creeping towards me, tilting his head back and forth, almost like he recognized me. That guy looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman. I was terrified. Luckily, we were with a tour guide, and I looked at him, and he goes, "Don't worry, I have bear spray." And I was like, "Do you have anything stronger? Like a bear gun? Because I don't think this bear's approaching to get his hair done." And the bear kept coming. And then suddenly the tour guide goes, "Okay, I want everyone to start walking backwards slowly. Walk backwards slowly." I guess so the bear could catch up. So we started walking backwards slowly. By then, the bear was in a full sprint. I had surgery 12 hours ago, so I smelled delicious. I was also sunburned, so I probably looked like a giant land salmon. The bear couldn't believe his luck. Like, I'm not gonna have to eat for a month. He was like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna be eaten by a bear. Which is ironic, given how many animals I've eaten. So I started humming Circle of Life and continued walking backwards slowly. I should point out, it's not like we were walking backwards slowly to a car or a cabin. We were walking backwards slowly to nothing. It probably looked like we were teasing the bear, like, "Come and get it, Mr. Bear. Are you looking to get a little grizzly? Craving a little 2XL, are you?" And before you knew it, the bear was upon us, and he killed us, and we died. Such a bloody mess. No, what really happened is at one point the tour guide pulled out this thing. It looked like a pen. I was like, great, he's gonna ask for the bear's autograph. And I learned later on it was a bear flare, and he squeezed it, and this tiny fireball went out towards the bear, and I was like, oh good, something to anger the bear. But the fireball bounced off the bear stopped, and then just ran the other way like it forgot something at home. And we all looked at each other like, oh my gosh, that just happened. And that's a true story. Well, most of that's true. Well, it's all true except there was no bear. No, there was a bear.
But that's okay. You have to have perspective in your life. You have to enjoy yourself. You can't work crazy all the time. And what difference does it make? You got to enjoy yourself. You know, if you worked all the time, what would be different? Nothing. At this point in your life, don't you realize how much you're going to affect the world? Don't you realize what you're going to accomplish? Calm down. Really. And that's all right. You don't compare yourself to the people who changed the world. They're freaks, genetic freaks. Steve Jobs, Edison, freaks. First of all, no sleep. 3 hours of sleep a night, those guys. 3. I'm out. I need a lot of sleep. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, my first thought is, I don't think I can get a nap today. I don't even know if I'm tired. I don't even know if I slept last night. I haven't even opened my eyes. I know I peed 5 times. I don't know if I remmed out at the end. And it's not a lazy thing. It's a genetic condition. I come from a long line of nappers. The Papa family naps. My whole childhood was waking up adults to ask them stuff. They would just lay around the living room like a pile of sea lions. Dad. Can I go to Keith's house? Grandma, gotta go to Keith's house. She moved her whiskers. That's yes. Let's go. And so what? So you don't work all the time. What's gonna happen? How's your life gonna change? What, you're not gonna be part of the super rich? Is that what's gonna happen? First of all, that shouldn't be a goal. It doesn't change your life at all. And second of all, the list of people with all the money shrinks every year. It's down to 10 people now. In 2 years, it's gonna be like Bob. Bob has all the money. Everybody just sleep in. Take the whole summer off. Bob's got all the money. And it shouldn't be a goal. It's just this abstract thing that you just keep chasing. You know, I personally, never a goal. I don't need a lot of money. I could live a poet's life. I really, sincerely could. Don't need money, don't need stuff, always giving it away. I could move every week. I really could. But I do not live alone. I'm married and I have 2 children, and they are greedy capitalist pigs. More, more, more. Wah! I want food with every meal. Wah!
Hey, Hampton Roads homeowners. Chris Subiando here, founder of WSC Smart Home Designers. Quick question. How long have you been dealing with tech that underperforms or looks outdated? If the answer is too long, WSC can fix that. Since 2011, our locally owned, veteran-led team has helped homeowners transform their spaces to sound, look, and function seamlessly. Tap Book now to schedule your free in-home consultation and experience quality tech built around your taste.
We've all been there. You hold on to a coupon but forget about it, and suddenly it's expired.
Expired in 2012. Dang it.
Fortunately, by switching to Geico, you could save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
My mom did have a dog named Princess when I was a little kid. I like that because my mom has 2 dogs now. And they're fine, but when you get older, and my mom, she just has these 2 dogs. They travel everywhere with her, and it's cute. But it's sort of like ridiculous after a while, like everywhere. And then even I go, Mom, you want to go to a movie? She goes, oh, I can't leave these dogs for 2 hours. I go, that's funny. You know, when I was a kid, you used to leave me for 8 hours a day when you went to work, and no one seemed to have a problem with that. And I'm people. We had a dog, Princess, that was so cute. This beautiful dog, German Shepherd, white Shepherd, prancing around the backyard. But the problem is, I mean, yes, she's single, but I don't know how it works in the dog world because there's this ratty dog next door named Shecky, and it was all burnt patches, sort of a mix dog, not a full German Shepherd. And like burn marks, no explanation. And it would scrape over the 6-foot wall, over the pyracanthus, and jump over and start banging the shit out of Princess all the time. Hey, how's it going? Hey, nice day. And you know, Princess like she doesn't know what to do. She's looking at me like, can someone introduce me? Because there's no courting process. It's not super romantic, I promise you. And then I'm sitting against the glass, like, and because it's such a weird phenomenon. And then Shecky scrams. And then like it's 4th of July and everyone's there. And Princess is like, and here comes goddamn horn dog Shecky over the wall. Over the pyracanthus. Bang! Hey, Happy New Year. Hey, 4th of July. What's happening? Woo! Bottle rockets. Let's do this. Fist bumps all around. Yeah, coleslaw. You know, and Princess is like, guys, anybody want to stop this? This isn't even date rape. This is rape. I don't know this dog. It's like a friend of a friend. I don't know what's happening. Happens every single day. No one's reporting it. Jackie's like, yeah, not a bad way to spend the 4th. What's up? And then Princess got pregnant, and Shecky didn't come around too often. Typical! She had 13 puppies. 13 puppies. No sign of Shecky. And then like 3 months later, he trots by and he's like, hey, Princess, right? She's like, yeah. Where have you been? She's like, oh, I've just been in the yard that I'm not allowed to leave my entire life, just here. Oh, cool. We gotta meet up. Let's do something. She's like, all right, well, let me know. I'm like, oh, Princess? She like was back in there.
She wanted to get our front door refinished. I don't even know what that means. But it's a 2-year-old home, so I'm sure it was time for it. She gets all this set up, and I do not know this is happening. So the day the guys come over, they ring the doorbell, and she's gone, and I'm home alone. And they ring it at like 9 a.m., which for me is like 5 in the morning. I mean, I am dead asleep. But I know I'm too old to be asleep that late, so I gotta go look like a regular guy. So I go put a suit on real fast. I'm going to the door, trying to look away, like I haven't talked yet. You know, my voice is awful. I'm like, hello, hello, hello. I opened the door and I was like, hi. And they were like, did we wake you up? And I was like, I've been awake, actually. My fax machine is going crazy. I've already voted. I vote every day. He goes, well, we're here to refinish the door. And I was like, okay. Half the door is out there, so let me know when you would like on this side. And he goes, well, we have to actually take the front door with us. And I was like, oh. I've been awake for 45 seconds. And now have to decide, do I give a man I've never seen what I believe is the absolute most crucial part of our home? So I gave it to him. He took it. Yeah. I thought, I hope she wanted this. She better not come home and be like, where's the door? Why do you have a suit on and where's the door? Phoenix, thank you so much for coming out. It means the absolute world that you guys show up, and none of that's lost on me. I'm truly grateful. Thank you.
When I was 19, I had a malignant tumor in my bladder, but it's funny, stay with me, because I'm a hypochondriac. And I think the funniest thing that can happen to a hypochondriac is that you get cancer, because it confirms every fear you've ever had in your entire life. You're like, see? I told you. Remember last week when I was overtired and I thought I had rickets? I was probably right about that, too. There's gonna be a lot of changes around here. It was less funny at the time. I remember I was driving home for Christmas break. I went to school in Washington, D.C., and about halfway home, I stopped at a rest stop to pee, and I don't mean to be graphic, this is just what happened. There was blood in my pee, which I knew could mean like 5 things, and 3 of them mean I die, and the other 2 aren't exactly a trip to the Bahamas either, and it was particularly disappointing because sometimes when I'm on road trips alone, I'll have water drinking contests with myself to see how clear I can make my pee. Who's with me? And I'll drink all this water, I'll stop at a urinal, it'll be clear, I'll be like, bingo, you know, and so when it was red, I was like, I lost big time. And no, I got very anxious, and when I get anxious, I get that shortness of breath, you know, that feeling where you feel like you can't breathe, and then you feel like you're gonna die, because breathing is one of the building blocks of living, and I get home around 1:30 in the morning, and my dad is sitting up reading in his chair. He's a bit of an insomniac, and I tell him what happened, and he has a very grave look on his face because he's a doctor, so he knows about the Bahamas. And he takes me first thing in the morning to see a urologist. Now, I didn't know at the time what urologists do. I mean, I'm 32 years old now, so a lot of my friends have gone for prostate exams and that kind of thing, but when I was 19, I was very naive. So when he said, put your hands on the table, I was very confident that this would go pretty well. You know, I was just like, all right, I can put my hands here on the table. And then what happened was that he stuck his finger in the hat. And I did not know that was about to happen, and so I shouted. I go, oh my God! And he got mad at me. He was like, cut the theatrics! And I felt so bad. I was like, sorry about the theatrics, you know, as though I had intended it, like, this'll be my big moment. When he sticks his finger up my ass, I'll prove I should be the star of our town, you know? I don't know how you're supposed to react in that kind of a situation. Even if I were a robot, I'd be like, system error, oh my God. He goes, listen, Mike, you gotta come in tomorrow morning for what's called a cystoscopy. And doctors always dress this stuff up because it's no big deal. You come in, they put an IV in, you fall asleep, you wake up, you eat a muffin, you go home. All right, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Still a little shaken up from that table thing, but just out of curiosity, like, what is a cystoscopy? And he picks up this rod that's about 4 feet long, and he says, there's a camera on the end of this, and we stick it through your urethra to look into your bladder. And I said, I feel like you glossed over a few details in the initial description. I feel like there was too much emphasis on the muffin and not enough emphasis on the fishing rod you're sticking into my number 3 body part on E's Top 100 Sexiest Body Parts. Next morning, I wake up and I feel like I can't breathe again. I go into the hospital and they put the IV in. They couldn't find a vein for a while, which is always fun, you know, just some stranger poking you with a needle and you have to take it. Like, ah! Okay. Ah! Okay. Eventually, she found a vein. Apparently, I have one. And then I fell asleep, and then while I'm under, they found something with the scope. So they decide they're gonna keep me under and put me under further so that they can take it out. So they put me under the street equivalent of horse tranks. That's what the nurse told me later. And so I wake up in the recovery room and I'm sky high with my mom, which is not the first time in my life that I've been high with my mom. But it was the first time she knew. I don't react to drugs very well. I'm like the guy, if you're ever smoking pot in a group, who's like, do you guys hate me? Who's at the door? Who's at the door? Who's at the door? Why is my heart hurt? Is that rickets? You know, I'm not proud of that. That's just what I am. And my voice gets very loud, and so I wake up in the recovery room. It's mostly elderly people, but in my mind, it's like a dance club. I was like, this place is awesome! We should come here all the time. I don't know why we didn't come sooner. Dad's always here. Because he's a doctor, you know, and my mother is mortified. She's like, shh. And I was like, shh. Do you hate me? A few hours later, she's driving me home and she has to explain what's happened. And she said, the doctors found something in your bladder, and talk about highs and lows. I was literally the highest I'd ever been, and then I was told I might die, which is like being handed a pizza and then being shot. So I start crying, and because I'm crying, my mother's crying, because crying is a little bit like throwing up. It's a chain reaction, and we get home, and all you can do in these situations is wait. We had to wait a week for the biopsy to come back on the item they'd taken out with the scope. So for a week in my life, I thought I might die, which is an incredible experience if you ever have the chance, because what happens is you'll talk to God, even if you're not sure there's a God. You'll just talk to anyone who might be available. You know, just God, Allah, the elephant thing from Hinduism, L. Ron Hubbard, Harry Potter, you know. I'm brand loyal to Jesus, but I'm not stubborn. But when you think you're gonna die, you try anything. You start going to church a few times a week. You're like, load up the station wagon. We're going to pray for me again. And a week goes by, and the biopsy came back, and it turned out I was very fortunate. They had taken out a malignant tumor from my bladder, but they had caught it early enough so they didn't have to take any further action. Except every 6 months, as a precaution, they said I had to come back for the fishing rod. But it was okay, because afterwards, I could eat a muffin. Well,
I'm Congresswoman Jen Kiggins. I wanted to highlight how my office can help you navigate the federal government and its services, whether you need a passport, are having issues with the IRS, or are having trouble with the VA. My office stands ready to assist you. Please reach out at 757-364-7650 or visit kiggins.house.gov. It's an honor to be your representative in Virginia's 2nd District, paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Doom scrolling during this ad break? Ditch the doom and get peace of mind with new Blink 2K Plus Smart Security. Check on home right from your phone with 2K clarity, noise cancellation, and 4 times zoom. Plus, setup takes less time than playing your favorite song. Singing while installing not required but encouraged. Get more? Spend less with Blink 2K Plus Smart Security.
You've hidden it from your friends so you can have it all for yourself. It's Crazy Bread from Little Caesars, and you can't get enough. Daydreams of buttery garlic-flavored drizzle distract you at work. The Parmesan sprinkles permeate your subconscious. You have a tattoo of Crazy Bread on your back. It's a secret obsession. If you know, you know. But do you know that right now, with any pizza purchase from Little Caesars, you'll get Crazy Bread for free? Free! If you know, you know, and now you know.
Pizza, pizza. The scariest moment of my parenting career, I tucked my daughter into bed, walked down the hallway, tucked my son into bed, walked back down the hallway, past my daughter's room, and I heard her say, "Daddy, come here." And I opened up the door. I said, "What's up, Tootsie Pop?" And she said, "I was just scratching my privates, but then they got all tingly." Well, good night. What do you mean, Daddy, come here? Mommy, come here. Check the part you have a question about and ask the appropriate parent, you creep. But then I found out it wouldn't have mattered because I said, "This just happened in your daughter's room," and my wife said, "Well, that's weird. I didn't masturbate till college." Nope, that's weird. What is going on in my house? I have a false start and a delay a game? Can somebody snap the ball on time, please? And my son knew when to ask me questions about that. He was taking a bath one time when he was younger, and he called me into the bathroom, and I opened up the door. I said, "Hey, how's it going?" He stood up, and he goes, "Look at how strong I can make it." Come here and try to bend it. No. Why not? Because social services will take you from me. That is why not. Well, watch me bend it. No. Now sit back down in the tub and use it like a periscope, like a normal little boy. Coming to the surface, checking for danger, checking for danger.
I went to the DMV and the post office on the same day. Yeah, I know, that's everyone's reaction. Oh my God, dude. But you know the thing that I noticed when I did that? The DMV and the post office are fine. It's the employees are ready. Go to the post office, guys at the window. I got my scale, I got my stamps. I know the zip codes, let's go. It's the customers that make those places a nightmare. It's the customers. It's everyone that walks up. The guy at the post office, here we go. Guy walks up, "My dog stepped on a bumblebee, so I put 9 acorns in a bag." What? How many boxes in all of the states? And the post office, I'll give you some wiggle room. There's 8 or 9 choices. The DMV, there's no excuse for any wait at the DMV. You don't go to the DMV until they send you a letter. And the letter is one-sided, and the shit you're supposed to do is in a box. They put a box around, bring a check for $33. Fill this out, bring it in, and we'll get this done. And everybody that comes in, they're all holding their paper. This paper came, that's not today's date, that was 3 days ago. Then there's a drawing of an eagle. Do I get an eagle? I can't take care of an eagle. Then that's, what is that? What are these? No. And by the way, the person at the counter at the DMV, they can't go, get the fuck out of here. Their job when they see that is to go, I don't know what it is about you. Maybe it's the way you're waving the piece of paper in the air or you're pointing at random numbers and letters, but I gotta get you behind the wheel of a car. I don't know what it is. I've gotta make it so that you're allowed to be in charge of a 6-ton steel juggernaut.
I did love doing shows over there. You never knew what was going to work. Sometimes there's a language barrier. There's different references. There's famous people in other countries we've never heard of. I was doing this show in Ireland doing the sound check before the show, and the sound guy was like, do you have any special requests? And I jokingly said, well, I'll probably close my show by singing Raglan Road, which is a famous Irish folk song based on a famous Irish poem. And the sound guy was like, oh, I don't recommend that. And I was like, wow, I was kidding, but why? And he goes, well, recently Billy Joel did that. And I was like, who's Billy Joel? And he goes, you don't know who Billy Joel is. I was like, I'm from another country. I don't know who's famous here. What is it, Superman's dad? I don't know. He goes, Billy Joel is from America. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's an American who's famous in Ireland that I've never heard of. No, Billy Joel, piano man, uptown girl. And I was like, oh, you mean Billy Joel? And he goes, no, it's Billy Joel. And for a second I thought, maybe he's right. This wouldn't be the first time I discovered I mispronounced someone's name for my entire life. In my mind, I started going through every conversation I had on Billy Joel. I'm like, did anyone else say Billy Joel? When I said Billy Joel, did anyone look at me strange? And then I remembered, you know who pronounces it Billy Joel? Billy Joel. And at that point, the opening act had come in, and he was also from Ireland. And I said, hey, this sound guy calls Billy Joel Billy Joel. And the Irish comic goes, it is Billy Joel. I was like, is everyone crazy in this country? Well, there's no one in Ireland named Joel? And he goes, yeah, we call them Joel. And I was like, well, then what would you call someone who's actually named Joel? And he goes, you mean like Billy Joel? Stop it! No! I loved Ireland. I spent 2 weeks there. One of the weeks I was in Donegal, which is a county in the northwestern part of the Republic. And I noticed something. Everyone in Donegal has a washer and dryer, but nobody uses their dryer. They're like, that won't be necessary. We'll just hang that out to dry. And I was kind of skeptical, but I was staying with friends, and they offered to do my laundry. So they took my clothes, and they washed it, and they hung it out to dry. And I was kind of impressed, because after only 3 days, my clothes were still wet. Because what they've yet to realize is it rains every day in Donegal. It's like living in a shower. But my friend, she was so proud of the line dry. She goes, isn't that just better? Doesn't that smell glorious? Meanwhile, I'm holding a wet t-shirt. Yeah, this is great. I can just pretend I got off a log ride. It's nothing better than waking up on a cold morning and putting on a wet Billy Joel t-shirt.
Hey, Hampton Roads homeowners. Chris Subiando here, founder of WSC Smart Home Designers. Quick question. How long have you been dealing with tech that underperforms or looks outdated? If the answer is too long, WSC can fix that. Since 2011, our locally owned veteran-led team has helped homeowners transform their spaces to sound, look, and function seamlessly. Tap Book now to schedule your free in-home consultation and experience quality tech built around your taste.
Want to know the easiest way to make cash? Become a Dasher with DoorDash and make cash whenever you want. All you have to do is download the DoorDash Dasher app. Signing up only takes a few minutes. You can dash with a car, a scooter, even a bike. Once you're in, you can start earning whenever you want. No boss and no schedule. The best part is, you can cash out instantly. No more waiting for payday. Visit DoorDash.com/earn today to learn more.
It's fun getting fat. It's the American way. It's how the whole world knows us. Look at you Americans with your fat asses. Yeah, but we have all the food. We have more food in one of our gas stations than they have in all of Mexico. Our motto should be America, never more than 50 feet from a snack. You see the size of our children? Holy cow. My nephew's bicycle has a cup holder. When I was little, there was always a fat kid in class. Now they're all the fat kid. You see them on the sidewalk, all out of breath. Ah, what are you doing? Game Boy. It's the only country you'll visit where the guys have bigger titties than the girls. It's true, my friend Jason's are huge. Big and floppy. Loves the buffalo wings. Every time I go, come on, I need wings. No, you don't. You need a mammogram, for Christ's sakes. Or a tummy tuck, you fat bastard. His belly button's like 1.5 feet deep now. It's awful. He's hiding things in there. I was at his house, I saw him pull a whole Slim Jim right out of there. What does he care? He's married now. That's why you get married, right? Puddin' pop? Let yourself go a little bit. Yeah, all those years single, running around like a jackass, trying to stay in shape so you can hook up. As soon as you get married, finish line. It's in the rules. It's like, I love you, you love me. We can't have sex with other people. Let's eat a chocolate cake. You want ice cream on that? You bet your fat ass I do. That's why married couples have all their lighting on dimmer switch. You're not working out, you're just making it darker. 10 years down the road, do I look fat? Not anymore. What's the point? The only reason you try and lose weight is to be more attractive to somebody else. That's why I don't understand guys working out in jail. I'd be the fattest chick in the big house.
I am all for women that decide to get plastic surgery. Plastic surgery allows you the rare opportunity to make your outer appearance resemble your inner appearance. Fake. Thank you. That's right. That's a very positive joke for women, unless, of course, you have fake boobs. Let's be honest, you're not bright enough to get that joke. How's that feel, whores? Yeah? Keep telling yourself you did it so your shirts would fit better. You did it because you're a whore. You forgot because you're stupid. You been to a third world country? Not a tit job in the bunch. Yet they still find happiness. Oh, isn't that boring? We have shows like Extreme Makeovers. I don't want to develop a personality, just cut my face. And stretch it and staple it. Now I'm happy, or at least I look like it. Put me on Extreme Makeovers. I want a vagina under my arm. I don't know if they can do it, but that's extreme. I signed the waiver. Let's go, Doc. Drill. That'll be on during sweeps in May. My friends will be like, you look different. I'll be like, Vagina, that's extreme. Are you ticklish, huh? Are you? Stop it, Kobe, that's mine. I know. Did you see what I did there? We were going down ha-ha lane, I took a right on topical. And I appreciate you laughing at that. I'm not mocking rape. Rape is horrible. No means no. It's a completely different story. We're all adults here. If no meant no, every man alive would die a virgin. No doesn't mean no. No means work on the neck, the nipples, try back in 5 minutes. Let's be honest. I'm not saying a father should give his son that version of the birds and the bees. Listen, she's gonna block your hand 3 to 4 times at least. I didn't raise you to be a quitter, did I? Come on now, get back out there. She wouldn't dress like that if she didn't want to get fingered. I know, that's bad. Do you see how I distance myself from material that's considered too edgy for the early show? Shouldn't talk like that. What do you think of these faggots getting married? I can say that I'm black. Now that's a social experiment. Figure out why that second statement softens the first one. But that's how I know my job's pure. I still talk like that. Try it at your job. Just walk in and be like, hey, what do you think of these faggots getting married? I can say that, I'm black. I'm fired? No, I'll see you later. It's a joke. I'm very pro-gay marriage. Just the idea of having a man around the house. Finally, I get some stuff done. Let's go. We got chores this weekend. That fence ain't gonna whitewash itself. I'm dating Huck Finn in this joke. He's a Gemini. We're compatible. God hates queers. That's me pretending to be a right-wing redneck radical protesting, not double-fisting a black cock. You have to have the right visual or this joke holds no weight at all. Well, that didn't look like protesting. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Do you want to know the answer between religion and gays? I'll tell you. Look in the Bible. Look at Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. We all know who sinned first. Come on, ladies. Do you have to eat everything? No, I know you were hungry and there was a snake talking to you. Stick to that story. We've bought it this long. It's kind of cute, too. Now God has to punish us for all mankind. What was women's punishment? Do you know? Painful childbirth, menstrual cycles. Man's punishment? We have to deal with women. That's why I get upset when people say God hates gays. God doesn't hate gay people. He's just mad because they found a loophole in his system. Wouldn't that upset you? You come up with a great punishment and then they're like, you know what? We're just gonna bang each other. It's gotta be easier than all that. Hey, where are you going? When are you coming home? Listen. If I lost a leg, would you still love me? What? No. A leg? Are you like from the knee down? No, I don't care. No. You lose half a fingernail, I'll break up with you. There's no depth to my shallowness. I used to date a girl with a boob job, breast enlargement, right? Makes me a hypocrite. Yeah, but she was an A-cup, and that's gross. Get it fixed, girls. She put squeak toys in it. I thought that was pretty cool. Wah, wah. She was a clown, so it was a tax write-off. She was a sad-faced clown. I could never tell when she was truly happy. I'd be in the bedroom for hours. Are you there yet, Snickers? And she'd just be like... And then I'd be like, well, untie my penis out of a poodle. Because that's how clowns blow you. It's an Asian method. And by Asia, I mean Eastern Russia. That guy had sex with a clown, that's awesome. No, it's not, guy who still high fives. As soon as you take off the wig, the funny shoes, she's just like any other retarded girl. I loved her. I support her. She was in the Olympics. You know the one that you're not supposed to laugh at? But when you watch the hurdles and they knock over every single one, you start to giggle. Now you're going to hell? That's not fair. They're supposed to be athletes, and Ruben in lane 6 is chewing on the second hurdle. Sorry, I found that funny. I'll tell you what's not funny. They sell those foam hands. You're number 1, except they're shaped like that. How does that build character? That's okay, this side of the room. That one's not on you. That joke's not for everybody. A lot of people laughed at that joke. Do I deprive them of a good laugh just because they were born without souls? No, I don't judge people. I'm not my mom. Crinkled up hand. That's lowbrow. I don't need it in my act. I know you have to give love to receive love. That's why I whack off constantly. I'm not sure that's what it means, but that's how I interpret it. Well, you don't make fun of the mentally handicapped. I agree with you, sir, even though you sound like half a tard to begin with. Maybe you shouldn't be the group spokesperson. You don't, for a couple of reasons. First of all, they have the strength of 10 men, which is equivalent to 1 chimpanzee. That's why if you ever see a retarded chimpanzee, you turn and run. Because that thing is a borderline superhero. But Hollywood, on their moral high horse, they won't make a movie about a retarded chimp. Unless, of course, you count a Vin Diesel movie. Which I do. No, which I do. Well, if you're a Vin Diesel fan, in all fairness, you shouldn't be here watching me. You should be at home coloring. That's what Vin Diesel fans do, they color. Some of them are getting pretty good. I got a purple elephant on my fridge, darn near flawless.
You've hidden it from your friends so you can have it all for yourself. It's Crazy Bread from Little Caesars, and you can't get enough. Daydreams of buttery garlic-flavored drizzle distract you at work. The Parmesan sprinkles permeate your subconscious. You have a tattoo of Crazy Bread on your back. It's a secret obsession. If you know, you know. But do you know that right now, with any pizza purchase from Little Caesars, you'll get Crazy Bread for free? Free! If you know, you know, and now you know.
Pizza, pizza.
A Disney cruise is no ordinary vacation. It's an adventure, a fairy tale, a dream. It's where escape meets imagination, where relaxation meets excitement, where favorite Disney characters meet fun for the whole family, where wishes come true. And if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come. Disney Cruise Line, where magic meets the sea.
I'll tell you, Italian food. I have Italian relatives, they love to feed you. Even these Italian restaurants I go to, they don't have buffets. They bring it right to your table. I had this Italian waiter. He was right from Italy. And I know how to say a few words of Italian. I know how to say, sono affamato. That means feed me, I'm starving. I can actually say it in 27 languages. I know how to say this sono affamato. When Luigi walks up, he's gonna take your order. He's a very pleasant man. Hello, sir, how you doing tonight? I said, sono affamato. He went, sono affamato? Look at you. Sono affamato. Don't you worry, we're gonna sono affamato. Hold on, you gotta tell Giuseppe what you tell me. Hey, Giuseppe, you come in here. Say what you say to me, you say to Giuseppe. Sono affamato. Sono affamato! Pretty soon they're dancing around me. Sono affamato! My friends are going, what you say? What you say? Oh, they fed me. They said, when we get done with you, you're gonna explode all over the wall. They said, oh no, we're not gonna take your order. We're gonna have a few things first. We gotta have a little healthy pasta, a little pasta fagioli, maybe some Caesar salad, a little bruschetta, maybe some meatballs, some sausage. Then we're gonna have a little pasta, then I'm gonna come, take your order. And at about the 12th course, they get you because you can't move anymore. They feed you these gnocchis, and they lie like lead pellets in your stomach. So you can't move, you're just there going, what did I do? And my friends are going, why'd you say that, Soto Affamato? Why'd you say that? He's coming with a plate of cannolis. Oh my God. The last meatball, my arm went numb. They're trying to cram a cannoli in the good arm. And no matter how much you eat, you didn't eat enough. What's the matter? You don't like? That's when I snap. I can't eat anymore! Listen, when you're scaring me, you're serving too much food! Now, back to Indian food. See, the thing with Indian food was when I went there, it's a little spicy. It's actually very spicy.
So I wanted to be a rapper when I was a kid. It surprises people because I'm a cracker. I'm a cracker-ass white bread honky. That's right. I like using the word cracker a little in my act because a lot of black comics use the N-word. I like using the C word. Like, me and my cracker friends were driving down the street in my Volvo station wagon. And I said, hey, cracker, pass the sun chips. And he says, not till we get to the picnic, cracker. And I say, cracker, please. He's like, cracker, what? But I said that at a show, and this black guy comes up to me, he was like, my cracker. And I was like, actually, you can't call me a cracker. Only we can call each other crackers. You can say cracker, but not cracker. He was like, it's okay, I got white friends and they're cool with it, so I cooled down. I just like doing that voice, like, me and my cracker friends. That's like my white guy doing a black guy doing a white guy voice. Because a lot of black comics have the one white guy voice, like, this is ridiculous. Like, we all talk like British detectives, and I don't know anyone who talks like that. I feel bad for the one guy on Earth who does talk like that, and he's watching those comics on TV, and he's like, this is preposterous. That doesn't sound like me at all. Wait till I get my hands on that black fellow, but first I'm gonna dance.
I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Like, I guess it's because kids come to shows sometimes. Yeah, I was doing this rock club once. A rock club. And I show up, and there's these parents with this little 6-year-old girl, and I walk over. I feel it's my I'm not going to change my show, but it's my responsibility to warn them what they're about to do to their kid. And I walk over, and I was like, hey, and before I could say anything, the little girl looks up at me and goes, are you going to be telling silly stories? Yeah, because in my head, I'm like, yes, but about my dick. You know, and you don't need to grow up that fast, honey, so let's maybe stay home, watch some more Dora. Like, this entertainment is not for you quite yet. Give it a year. That's new. That's gonna go on the CD. All right, good. I don't understand it. Like, you can curse on TV in Canada. You're allowed to do it there. Because it's not like they do it at the wrong time, you know? It's not like it's on the news. Like, how's the weather? Fucking cold! Back to you, you know? They'd be right, because it's Canada. I was in Winnipeg in January for 2 weeks, because my agent, you know, is a dick. And it was 60 degrees below zero. Yeah. I know, right? That means if it warmed up by 92 degrees, it'd be freezing. That's a real place that people live on purpose. Like, I don't understand that. We've never had that happen here. That hasn't happened in the continental U.S., not even once. For them, just a Tuesday. They didn't even bat an eye, because it was frozen open the whole time. But, like, 57 below is our record. That's our record. 60. It was 60 there. They didn't care. Our entire record, I looked it up, is 57 below. Yeah, and that was in North Dakota, so nobody knew that it happened. Like, who was there? It's like a thermometer in a field and the cow next to it going, fuck! Like, that's all it was. Because cows start talking when it gets that cold. And you go in the house because it's creepy to see a cow talk. 60 below, man. That is religious weather. Because you walk outside, you say, "Oh my God!" and then you die and you meet him. Unless you're an atheist. Then you're just cold. But even in that weather, it was still, people were still shivering, smoking a cigarette. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's fantastic that the cigarette wasn't even the health risk in that equation. That they'd be healthier to stay inside and snort cocaine. That would have been a healthier idea. Because that's an indoor drug. You don't take cocaine outdoors, it'll blow everywhere.
We've all been there. You hold on to a coupon but forget about it, and suddenly it's expired.
Expired in 2012. Dang it.
Fortunately, by switching to Geico, you could save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings, available at your local H-E-B today.
That's why I hope that if the FBI or the CIA, I just hope they never bug my car. Put a microphone in my house, my office, I don't care. Don't bug my car. When I'm driving alone, the stuff that comes out of my head when I'm bored my car. If my car has ever been bugged, they've never taken that microphone out. I am the CIA's Christmas party every year. Where they're like, we have another Oswald, here we go. Just hours of me just sitting there going, I said to driving around. There's a lot of Mexicans out today. A lot of Mexicans in my way. I like tacos. Oh, I got the cutest little puppy in the world. Yes, I do. He's a little sweetie and he's waiting at home. And he's on the bed and playing with a bone. Send an APB to the Burbank cops. There's a thief made of cinnamon and lemon drops. He's covered in fur from his nose to his feet. He's a crazy kissing man that of Lincoln Street. All day, alone in my car. It's pathetic. Pathetic! Guys, make the eggnog. We got another hour of Oswald. He sings all of ABBA Gold on this one. It's horrifying. And Seeger's playing on the radio. He sings over it. It's insane.
So I'm in a little bit of a weird mood. I got some bad news the other day. I found out that I am allergic to people who are lactose intolerant. It's a bizarre condition. I'm lactose intolerant. I just can't tolerate those people. Always farting and complaining. Right? I can't have milk. Fine, then don't have milk. Why do I have to be a part of it? Can't you just eat and drink the things that you know you should? Leave me out of it entirely? Why do I have to be involved in this? And they're always like, how come you're being so mean? And right when my restless leg syndrome is acting up. Have you heard about that one? Restless leg syndrome? Come on, what kind of horse shit is that? Right? It's a syndrome, restless leg syndrome. I have no idea what constitutes a syndrome. But it's a hell of a lot more serious than some freaking wiggly legs, I'll tell you that much. People are just freaking out, like, whoa! Oh my God! Did you see what just happened to me? Just pouring into emergency rooms. My legs are wiggling! Doctors are like, that's actually good. If the legs wiggle, if they stop wiggling, that's a problem. Come and see me then. No, you'll need help. Your legs won't work. Pharmaceutical companies are just making up things to sell us cures for. Right? They're like, if their legs wiggle, give them this blue pill. Well, what if they ask questions? Well, I don't know, show them a cartoon of a butterfly or something. Legs wiggle, eat this. Well, okay, but does it? Follow the butterfly. Take your medicine, stupid. So maybe they're real, they're just exaggerated, I think, you know? Like, how many lactose intolerant people do you think there are in Africa? None, not a single one. They will tolerate all the lactose that we can possibly get to them. We're just up to our necks in lactose here, like, I can't tolerate all this lactose! Can we send some of this shit to Africa, please? They're in Africa like, we will take the lactose. Yeah, they're Indians in Africa. There's a huge population of Indians in Africa right now who have gone there in search of lactose. And just rolled in, show us the milk. Don't bullshit me, I know it's here. The cash cab guy told us. Someone always gets offended at my lactose intolerance bit. Comes up after the show, hey, I am lactose intolerant. And I'm always like, I know, you're the one I was talking about. You're doing it again right now!
Baby's beautiful. I hope she's beautiful. Life's a little easier for the beautiful people. Can we admit that? I mean, think about it. If a stranger smiles at you and they're attractive, you think, oh, they're nice. But if the stranger's ugly, like, what the hell do they want? In other words, meh. What are you, in a cult? Get out of here. Sell loco somewhere else. Beauty affects you. You ever hang around one beautiful person? It almost makes you feel better. But if you hang around three, you're like, I don't think God even tried on me. You must have been interrupted by a phone call or something. Some people are too beautiful, like Halle Berry. I mean, she's so beautiful. Whenever she's in a movie, I find it hard to follow the plot. Like when she was in Monsters Ball playing that poverty-stricken woman, the entire time I was watching the movie, I was thinking, well, why doesn't this woman just become a model? She's beautiful. She could get some pictures together. Hell, she could be the next Halle Berry. She is Halle Berry. This guy's dumb as a rock. It's not that complicated, but he doesn't get it. I love when really beautiful people complain, you know. Occasionally you hear a model say, when I was in high school, I went through an awkward period. Are we supposed to feel sorry for them? That's like going up to a starving Ethiopian and going, yeah, I know how you feel. When I was in college, I skipped lunch twice. Didn't have the money. Didn't know what to do. See you later. I'm going to Burger King. That's awkward. We live in a beauty society, though. If someone's attractive, we're amazed if they can do anything else. Not only is she beautiful, she knows how to read. A reader, too. What a double threat. I think we worship beauty. You ever watch a music video and the lead singer's not attractive? Aren't you kind of like, wow, they must be really talented? Is there nothing to look at all? We worship beauty. If you don't believe me, check out a British television show. You ever watch the BBC? Your first impression is, where they got all these fucking ugly people? I feel like these are the people that got the acting jobs? How ugly were the people they turned down? I feel like I'm watching an Orville Redenbacher commercial. What if Orville Redenbacher was in the audience? The British are only allies. Why would he risk that with some stupid joke? We are a pretty superficial country. I mean, when you think about it, remember when the Cold War was ending and Gorbachev was dismantling the Soviet Union? The whole world was stunned. But everyone in America, we were like, yeah, that guy's got that red stuff right here. He's getting rid of nuclear. Can he cover that up? I can't even hear what he's saying. They don't have hair club in Russia. Talk about a bummer for Gorby. It sucks going bald, but to find a big red birthmark on it. I am finally leader of the Soviet Union. I might have lost some hair. What the fuck is this? Oh no. It's interesting how our views on beauty change too. Yeah. Can you imagine if Mona Lisa went into a modeling agency today? We're not looking for a janitor. You might want to stop by Trim Spa. What was that joke about? Our views on beauty definitely changed. I think Angelina Jolie is beautiful, but I'm 38 years old, and I think, is this the woman that I want to be the mother of my children? And the answer is no, but then again, I don't need children. Especially if I'm with that crazy bitch.